is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur, or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to...
Live from Macon, Georgia in the Thunderdome, it's the Morning Roast with Irving Martinez. Everybody in the World Wide Web and here in Macon, Georgia, and everywhere, wherever the hell you are.
It's Wrestling Friday!
This is the Morning Roast with me, Irving, and Ed over there, behind the wheels there, steering the ship. And Derek fell overboard for today. He wasn't feeling well, so he decided, I'm going to go to the emergency room. Because his throat hurts. Little much, but hey, what the hell. I hope he feels better, and hopefully he'll be back on Monday.
We can make fun of him now. He's not here.
Yeah, he's probably got strep. And God forbid that I get it. So maybe it's better than he's in a separate room.
He's with us in spirit.
But he's with us in spirit, that's right. You can leave him right up there. Yeah, I guess men are pussies when it comes to getting sick.
I'm not like that, but a lot of people are. I'm like, man, I don't want to go to the hospital. I'll tell you what, you know how many times I should have had stitches? I said, fuck this shit, man. I just put some tape on it and walk it up, man. Suck it up, cupcake.
I'm not sure which hospital he's in, but I'm sure it's not the medical center.
No, he said he's going to some clinic or something.
A clinic. Okay.
Medical.
Yeah. They're going to hold him overnight at a clinic.
For psychiatric evaluation.
Yeah. Well, but good morning, everybody. And let me say hello to some of the people starting to log on. Laga and Camp just logged in. Hopefully, he'll feel better. He's all right. Yeah. Listen, if I can handle the shit that I handle, he can handle it. But either way, we wish him well. He's going to be missed because now, unfortunately, you guys are just stuck with my bullshit all day, and along with it. And that's what he looks like right now. But anyway, good morning. Good morning to DS Photo Guy, the man. What's all? Take pictures.
Well, that's how he normally looks anyways. He's just always just...
Yeah, that's true.
No reaction.
Good morning, Michelle Stacy. Good morning, Plastic Canvas. Plastic. You like just about everything on my page. I like that. Thank you. Thank you for liking everything going back to 2007 when I started on Facebook. That was cool. And good morning, Lager and Camp, of course. And who the hell else is on? That's it. Me. Vaughn, whoever Vaughn is. Who's Vaughn?
That's the robot.
Oh. Okay. If it's
That's the automatic robot that lets us do those funky little things and stuff like throw
Oh,
a
I see.
wrench at somebody.
So, yeah, the weather for today is, it is 65 degrees right here in Macon, Georgia, with a high of 78.
Oh, it was beautiful last night.
And we're going to be nice and cool. It looks like it's going to be scattered showers all around. And go figure. Macon has been pretty wet now for the last week and a half, I guess, right, Ed? It's been raining. And the forecast looks like Saturday and Sunday rain. And Monday and Tuesday is where it starts to kind of lighten up. But for today and tomorrow, the weather will be 78 degrees for a high. Nice. Nice. Macon, Georgia is cooling down. It's hot as hell here, that's what. We have sun and nice breeze and a crap load of mosquitoes. Good. Don't get bitten. Some of them have West Nile on them. You don't want to get sick, wind up like Derek. Good morning, Good Time Radio. Good to have you on. By the way, I heard Rocco had a drunk cast yesterday. What happened with that?
Wait. Now, if you said Rocco had a sober cast, I'd be shocked.
Well, he did an awful drunk cast last night, huh? What the hell is that all about? Good morning. Good morning, Rudy Ford. Good morning, Chicago Night. Oh boy, they're all coming on, baby. By the way, check this out. Yesterday, I went to the mayoral debate with Anthony and all the other six stooges that were there. And would you believe, folks, that he did a phenomenal job in presenting his case? The only weird shit that he did was, of course, he kept standing up every time he answered the question. All the other guys are sitting down. So every time the microphone went to him, he would take the mic and stand up. It was probably 10 questions. And that means he stood up about 10 times. Now, two things that I noticed about that, okay? Two things that I observed that I thought was pretty cool. Good morning, Vorpal. If you want to be noticed, good morning. You just got on already. You typed 10 things. Chill out. But anyway, the thing that I said to Anthony on the way home was that it showed that he had stamina. It showed that he had energy. It showed that he's not going to sit on his big fat ass all day and push papers around. It showed youth. It showed spunk. While all the other schmucks were sitting there with ugly faces. Some of them answered their questions okay. Some of the questions that were asked, they didn't even answer. And now one of them could keep to the point of you only have 2 minutes. It seemed like they had to always be cut off. They got so much shit to say, but meanwhile, during the normal course of a day, they don't say nothing. So it goes to show you. But either way, it was a good debate. Anthony, of course, brought up the fact that we need music, that this is a music town, and that that's what we need. We need music. We need music as a centerpiece of the city. And he made a great case for that. And, of course, C. Jack Ellis, who was the former first African-American mayor of Macon, Georgia, now running again. He said to me afterwards, Irv, I gotta have Anthony on my team. In other words, Anthony may get a job if that mayor wins, which would be pretty cool. I think Anthony's somewhat earned it with all his mayhem. Why not? So how's everybody doing? Let's go down the line. Diaz, Michelle, we got Plastic, of course, Chicago Night, Good Time Radio, Lager In, Smell My Fingers on, Volpabite, and Rudy Ford. So far, so good, guys. Everybody doing well? Put your answers on the board. Let you be seen. I'm not drunk like, what's his name? This schmo, Rocco. Poor Rocco. What's up with that? It's hangover free. Correct. Hangover free. I did have a great time at that event. It was pretty long, by the way. Those poor guys, they wanted to get the hell out of there. After a while, you know, when it comes to the League of Women Voters, which is the ones that did it, you know, women love to talk. So it was, you know, it was pretty obvious that it was going to be a very long talk to these guys. And my fears were in fact, it happened. It happened like I said it was going to happen. It's going to be a long forum. And it was. So, yeah, Rocco's manic depressive. Yeah, I know. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, yesterday I was looking at something on the, I think it was the History Channel, one of those channels, about Mary Lincoln, Mary Todd Lincoln and Abraham Lincoln. And what they would think she would be, what would be her prognosis or her diagnosis for her so-called depression that she had, where her son, the oldest son, who, by the way, they never made up, her and Mary and her son, I think it was Charles, the oldest son, never got along. Till the end, he put her in a mental institution. She was bipolar, correct, Rudy Ford. They would have called it bipolar today. But she was manic depressive. And I think it was because, you know, she was, when she was young, they said that she was very rambunctious and very, she was kind of out there a little bit. Very aggressive for a young lady at that, in that era. She was a go-getter too. And anyway, so yeah, she struggled with bipolar. She invented peanut butter. No, she didn't. Did she? Shit, that's a new one. Mary Todd Lincoln. The person, yeah. You're a bipolar bear? Okay, well, raw. There you go. Anyway, we got a lot of shit on the news. Of course, we're talking about what happened yesterday with the... do we have anything, Ed, the show? Regarding the debate, even the first one?
You haven't got it converted yet.
Alright. So while we're queuing that up, if you want to do that, Ed, why not? We're going to start our day off with some, as always, some bad news. 9 people were arrested in prostitution stings. And this is right here in Perry, which is the next... I guess the next county over, next town over. The Perry Police Department and other local and federal law enforcement agencies took part in a series of stings on Wednesday that resulted in the arrest of 9 people. This was the day before, on charges connected to prostitution. The stings also involved FBI agents from Atlanta and Macon, Jesus, and the Gwinnett Police Department, Georgia Department of Correction, and Sandy Springs Police Department. This is huge. The agencies, along with the Metro Atlanta Child Exploitation Task Force, conducted an operation that targeted human trafficking and prostitution of juveniles. No juveniles were arrested or identified. The operation focused on internet and hotels in the Middle Georgia area, as well as pimps who exploit prostitutes in this area. 4 women were charged with prostitution. Amanda Hunley of Lizella, Kelly Michelle Roberts of Warner Robins, Christy Nicole Ussery, 22, of Macon, and Judith Hammock of Lizella. 5 men were charged with pimping. Scott Michael Mander, 39, of Macon, Rodney Leon Cooper of Macon, William Rowell of Warner Robins, William Timothy Redford, 30, of Macon, that's 2 of Macon, and Daniel James Washburn of Macon as well. All those arrested are being held in the Houston County Jail at midday on Thursday. There you have it, prostitution ring. And you had how many counties? Jesus. You had Atlanta, which is Fulton County. You had Gwinnett County, which is the county that I came from before I got to this dump. Sandy Springs, which is very, very lot of money. Sandy Springs. And what else? And the FBI. Shit. And the Georgia Department of Corrections, which is a federal state prison system. Wow. What do you think of that, Ed?
I got a video. I got a video.
Oh, you got a video. Yeah, I sound like Gilbert Gottfried. No shit, Chicago Night. Except that Gilbert Gottfried really belts it out a little bit rougher. I mean, it sounds like it's coming out of his rear end. Like he's pushing too hard to talk.
Isn't that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Actually, yeah, well, maybe. Anyway, do they need a new Aflac duck since he got fired? Why not? Aflac! What do you think of that? Yeah. And I let shit roll off my back like a duck's ass. I guess maybe I'd fit.
Ready?
Yeah.
You ready for the video?
Thank you, Michelle. I'm hired as the new Aflac duck. All right, well, we got something. We're coming up. I just want to cue it right.
Election day is just a month out.
Here we go.
And election day is just a month out, and it's historic. It's the election just before Macon and Bibb County merge. 6 of the mayoral candidates sat on stage for a forum at the Douglas Theater this morning, where 41 NBC's Skylar Henry learned what each candidate wants to bring to the table.
The 6 mayoral hopefuls answered question after question on the state of Macon and what they'll do when the city and county merge in January.
We've got to rebuild downtown. We've got to get every one of the stores open. But we've also got to get those individuals that want jobs, get them jobs. And we have to work day and night to eliminate poverty in this community.
Current Mayor Robert Rickert says he wants Macon to be a central hub for Middle Georgia.
We have a number of assets that we need to take advantage of and be competitive with other cities across the southeast.
Topics range from economic issues to education and reducing crime. Charles Bishop and former Macon Mayor C. Jack Ellis say crime is a problem, but the root of it is what needs to be addressed.
We've got to clean up the crime problem again, though. We've got to clean up the city of Macon. We've let it go too long. We've let it get in bad shape about political interference with the operation of law enforcement. Yes, we do have an inordinate amount of crime in the African American community, but we also have an inordinate amount of poverty in the African American community.
Candidate David Cousineau talked about cleaning up rundown neighborhoods.
And if you see something wrong in the community, encourage somebody to clean it up, close it up, or shut it up.
The Bibb Commission Chair Sam Hart and Commissioner Joe Allen touted their managerial skills for the job.
Management and a vision, and that's what you need in this new government. Somebody who listens, but also who has the ability to bring people together.
I want to be there with you. You got a problem, you call me.
In Macon, Skylar Henry, 41 NBC News.
The candidates also talked about how to protect Robins Air Force Base from the next round of realignment and closure.
We don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, well, that by the way, that last guy that looks like a jerk, that's Joe Allen. He was supposed to be on the show, but he knows that he's going to get a lot of tough questions, so he you know, he keeps shucking and jiving, saying, yeah, I'll be on. He's never on. He's also the guy that said that he was going to back up these guys on that I-16. By the way, that I-16 interloop, which is a highway they want to extend over in Pleasant Hill. I mentioned this earlier. Anthony came up with a brilliant answer. I mean, I thought it was freaking brilliant. Everybody's talking about, yeah, we support the I-16, I-75, I-10 extension, you know, where they're going to take 3 different highways and bring them together. That's fantastic. And bring them together. And Anthony said, this is what Anthony said. He said, I do not support it. Because why are you going to widen the roads and create another way of people just bypassing Macon? In other words, why don't you create the road and come into the city before they get the hell out of the city? That way they get to see the city as opposed to just like leapfrogging over the city. And so that's Mayor Rickett. Oh my God. Anyway, I thought we were going to have the prostitution video, but I guess that's what it was anyway, wasn't it? Bunch of prostitutes, a male prostitute. Oh, I love this picture.
Bunch of pimps.
Whoever made this picture, thank you. I can't remember who made it, but somebody made it.
Hydroponic.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, hydroponic, right.
This is still my favorite.
Good morning, X-Ray Dog.
This one.
Good morning, Tom. We're going to play pictures with everybody. Good morning, Nikal.
Yeah, send your pictures. I'll make them.
Yeah, send pictures, send videos, send shit today. We're one man short. We could use your help. Why the hell not? Shit. It's an interactive show. By the way, you know who watches us, brother? The former DA. I can't remember his name.
Greg Winter?
The Winners.
Oh, yeah, I know he was.
Yeah.
I know Greg.
Yeah, the former DA watches our show. Who else? Oh, Judge Faulkner.
Remember we saw him at Christmas, remember?
Well, he was there. He was there yesterday. Yeah. They must have highways like around Raleigh, North Carolina. It's a big loop around the city. I think it's stupid. That what it is that if you go on Eisenhower Highway, it's a big highway, and then all of a sudden it has a dead end. And you have to loop to the right, and then you got to go down through like the worst, ugliest streets in Macon, Georgia, of course. And what they want to do is extend that over the what they call the Indian Mounds. And of course, David is a big proponent of.
We're just on bond, Michelle.
Yeah.
He watches us here.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people that watch us that I didn't even realize watch us. They go, oh yeah.
Yeah, he watches. He watches us on Vine. I mean, this is the only place that we're casting out of right now. By the way, we are going to have our 1-year anniversary coming up. We're working on some things to make it very special for everybody. We're also looking into casting from Mercer University before the game. So that may be something exciting for us to do. Why the hell not? And hopefully things will pan out for us. Our audience is growing, so we're happy about that. We're grateful that we're almost on 1 year and that we have everybody here this morning. Good morning, Rocco. Good morning, of course, Nikal and Cratchit 2011. Good morning, good morning. Anyway, that's what's so far happened. We hope that in our 1-year anniversary that we'll be able to celebrate with you guys doing something great. We'll also have some food and nosh and all that shit for anybody that wants to pop in and say hello, especially those that are local. All right, we're going back to politics. If you guys remember, we talked about Al Tillman. Al has been a guest on our show a couple of times.
Yeah, I got a video for the commission debate.
And we have a video, and basically I'll preface that video. The Board of Elections has scheduled a hearing to discuss whether Consolidated Commission candidate Al Tillman lives in District 9. Macon Councilman Henry Gibson filed a complaint last week. He says Tillman moved to the Heaton Place Apartments across from Bloomfield Road, only 200 yards from his own home, just so he can challenge James Timley for the seat. Board of Elections member Ronnie Miley said Thursday an open meeting was scheduled for Tuesday, August 20th at 10 a.m. at the board offices. According to Vice Chairman Steve Allen, Henry Gibson and Al Tillman will both have the opportunity to present their cases. The 5-member board will then vote on the matter. Tillman has previously said he followed all the necessary procedures to be a candidate, and he also called the complaint a distraction. James Timley has commented that he believes Tillman moved into District 9 because he didn't feel comfortable with facing off against a candidate running in District 8. All right, well, that's a bunch of cock and shit, the doodle-doo there. I'll tell you why. Because, first of all, that's what that fat-ass Gibson is saying about Timley, that he doesn't want to go against Timley. So, what Timley is saying is the very same thing that his so-called fat-ass friend who sells nothing but junk food on the street, it's all he's good for, selling junk food to a bunch of frickin' drunks. He's doing the very same thing that Timley is accusing Al of doing. What the hell is these people are a bunch of jokers in this frickin' city. This is what I'm talking about. They blatantly lie right in your frickin' face.
No
the
shit,
fact that he would say that. James
you know
Timley
that.
commented he believes Tillman moved to Detroit because he didn't feel comfortable. Well, what the hell do you think happened with your friend Mr. Gibson? That's why Gibson didn't run. That's why Gibson is bitching about Al. Because he said, oh, if I would have known that, I would have run. Well, you didn't run because you're a frickin' crony and you didn't want to ruffle the feathers and the clown suits that your boy wears all the time. You know? So I don't get it. All right. What street corner is that? Me hungry. This guy.
Toy and Benson noise.
Yeah. This guy. He doesn't sell knishes either.
Oh God.
Anybody that is from New York knows what the hell a knish is.
And a Bialy.
And a Bialy, yeah. Bialys are good. They're really just flat bagels with onions on it. Yeah. Jew's a Jew. Yeah. That's what that is. And anyway. Oh, yeah, I'm a Jew. Yeah. Well, I'm blessed with a Jewish name. It's so funny. You know, when I was growing up, everybody thought I was Jewish. And not only that, but I had really curly hair, kind of like David, you know, described in the Bible, curly hair. And I had long, you know, at the time Elvis was big and all that shit with the big sideburn. So, of course, what the hell did I look like with the little lentils, whatever they call that shit that hangs off their side, little sideburns that come down basically to their frickin' chin. Yeah, I wore that. Why not? So, you use a lot of Jewish words. Yeah. Kanish, kasha, schmuck, schmo, shlong, shlemiel. Yeah. Anyway, well, I guess we're going to have to kind of mute Rocco for a minute because obviously he got up on the wrong side of the bed and he wants to come on my show and make it as bad as his. It ain't going to happen. Not today, pal. I'm in the wheels now. So if you want to behave, you can stay. If not, go home and sleep off. Sleep off your freaking hangover. Don't get on my show and start your shit right away. I ain't putting up with your shit. I got too much on the line and too many people looking at my show for me to have a piece of shit on here every morning. Going crazy. So anyway. So, yeah, help him get through what? Let him deal with his own problems. I got my own shit to deal with. You think you got problems? You ought to have what I got. You be freaking whining like a little baby in fetal position. Like you were yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, he needs some love. Well, somebody else give it to him. I'm not giving it to him this morning. I'm sick and tired of him getting on the show and trying to sabotage it, trying to take over, because his freaking cast is such a piece of shit cast that he has to come on my show and try to make mine as bad as his. Yeah. Anyway, so, what else is going on? Let me see. I got Lisa Robin from that 70s show, which, by the way, I wasn't a big fan. I thought it was a piece of shit show. I can't stand Ashton Kutcher. I can't stand that Spanish guy that they had on there. What a piece of shit he was. Anyway, the girl that was on there is dead. You know. Lisa Robin Kelly has died at 43. The actress best known for playing Laurie Foreman on the Fox sitcom That 70s Show has made numerous headlines lately over legal and substance abuse problems. Kelly's agents told the Wrap that she died Wednesday in a California rehab facility that she had entered in an attempt to get help. I guess she was on drugs. Her and that other guy were probably hanging out, the one that's dead from Glee. Now they're really hanging out. They're both hanging out now. In the rehab heaven. Unfortunately, Lisa, I spoke to her on Monday and she was hopeful and confident, looking forward to putting this part of her life behind her. Last night she lost a battle. A cause of death is not known at this time, but some outlets are reporting that she died in her sleep. Lisa Robin Kelly left her role in that 70s show, and her role was ultimately recast by Christina Moore for the 6th season. She admitted in a later interview that she left due to a drinking problem. It sounds like more than a drinking problem. I know a lot of people that drink their heart out. Right, Rocco? But they're still around. Yeah. So I don't think this was just about drinking. She attempted to mount a comeback in 2012 and admitted in an interview in Good Morning America that she had various personal troubles that has led to alcohol dependency. I had lost a baby, and as a result of that, I lost everything. I was abusing alcohol, which I no longer do. She said, with that 70s show, I was guilty of a drinking problem, and I ran. And I am not running from this. I paid my dues, and all I can make it, and if I can make it through this, I can make it through anything. And there you go. And now, poor girl is gone. There we go. Suicide is slow with liquor. That's true. Listen, I had my own battles. When I got here in Macon, Georgia, of course, I had a battle where I was spending a lot of money at the bar. Getting drunk, buying everybody beers, buying everybody liquor. It could really suck you in. And so I can relate. Thank God I wasn't what they call an official alcoholic, where I thought about it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was kind of a binge drinker. I would go out, and to me, the purpose of drinking was not to feel nice or to feel a buzz, but to just get flat out drunk. That's just the way I have always thought of drinking anyway. You drink to get drunk. And unfortunately, that's not a good way of thinking. And so that's why I stay away from it. And if I do, I'll have an occasional beer or two, and that's it. That's enough. If I have a beer or whatever, that's enough. Isn't the only reason to drink is to get drunk? The stuff tastes like ass anyway. You're right. You're absolutely right. You know, it's unlike food. I mean, it's the same thing with me with food, though. I'll be honest. I eat so I can get full. I see people sitting there and playing with their food and taking it, oh, I love it, and saving it. I'm like, God damn it, just put it in your freaking mouth, chew it, and swallow it already. I don't want to sit here for an hour watching you eat while you savor the meal. Who gives a shit about how good it is? I'm not eating it, you're eating it. I'm enjoying my meal, and you know how I enjoy my meal? I eat it as fast as I can. Get those flavors banging through my mouth like that. I said flavors now. Anyway. So, yeah, it's all good. You know, anybody that drinks too much, you know, really has to consider, you know, what consequences are there to pay for besides having a freaking hangover the size of an anvil on you. It's like having a freaking anvil sitting on your head. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Vorpabai. Eating too quick is not good for you. Yeah. So, Chicago, let's leave Rocco out of the convo in that way, please. Yeah, leave it alone. So, once again, that's what it is. When people get too drunk, they act stupid, they do things that they regret later on. That's why you're better off, if you're going to drink until you feel good. Don't drink until you're ready to vomit your freaking guts out. Doesn't make any sense to me. And, you know, that's all I can say, really. So, we had our mayor debate once again, and that went very well. Anthony did a great job. I'm very happy with that. He did such a good job. We're also looking at some other news. And there is a man charged with robbing a woman at gunpoint. And let's see what that's all about. Yeah, here we go. A man charged with robbing a woman at gunpoint. I think we told this story already. Jesus, what the hell? You know, the news around here is so freaking slow. They don't even change the goddamn website. Like, come up with other stories, you stupid asses. The news over here is slow. Well, what can I say? Yeah, they still got the same shit that was up yesterday. What the hell is that all about? Let's see what else they got. Alright. Oh, okay. How about this one? There's a Milledgeville police. Oh, this is a good-looking kid now, and he gets in trouble. Milledgeville, Georgia. By the way, Milledgeville, Georgia is very close to where Honey Boo Boo lives. So this is like Honey Boo Booville. Milledgeville police is asking for the public's help to find a man officers say stole a bank card and used it to make fraudulent charges. Major Reggie Hill tells NBC officers are looking for 27-year-old DeMarcus Deshaun Harris. No relation to Anthony Harris. Hill says the victim reached out to police on Saturday after giving Harris a ride in a car last Friday. Yeah, he's a good-looking kid. She probably wanted to bang him. That's what it was. He stole her money. She doing giving a ride to a stranger. If you take a look at this guy's picture, you'll know why. She told officers she notified. She told the officer she noticed a wallet was missing. Notified a bank and told her the card had been used in multiple businesses during the time frame a wallet was stolen. Hill says Harris used the card Friday night at the Jet Food store of Hancock Street and final transaction on Saturday at the Dollar General. The manager of the Dollar General took the card and called police, but Harris got away before law enforcement arrived. Officers identified Harris in a surveillance video from Dollar General. Hill says he used the card multiple times at several different locations throughout Milledgeville. MPD Macon Police Department has arrest warrants out for Harris. He's charged with 8 counts of financial transaction card fraud and 1 count of financial transaction card theft. Hill says the suspect is known to hang out in the Baldwin and Hancock County areas. Anyone with information of a whereabouts or call urged to call MPD Police at 478-414-4415. There you have it. Another card stolen from somebody. for whatever reason. You read, guys stealing credit cards, and like I said, what woman would take a perfect stranger in a car and run that risk? Probably because, like I said, and she wanted to bang him. Who knows? He obviously got away with something. Anyway, let me see, what's on the international news? Jesus. I mean, right now, nothing's happening except in Egypt. They're falling apart. That whole country is all screwed up anyway. Machine gun fire heard in central Cairo. And military helicopters flying overhead. Okay, well, they take a shit now over there, and it's making news. And they're going to gather today. They're going to be all these supporters in support of Morsi and that whole brotherhood, Muslim brotherhood shit that's going on over there. As Egypt faces a gruesome aftermath of clashes and left hundreds dead, demonstrators plan to defy an emergency order and take to the streets to mark Friday of Anger. I guess today is Friday of Anger, Ed. The Muslim Brotherhood promised huge protests, and Egypt's military government showed no signs of easing its crackdown, setting the stage for what could become another catastrophic encounter of security forces and protesters. The struggle to overthrow this illegitimate regime is an obligation, the Muslim Brotherhood said on Friday, while urging people to protest peacefully. Military vehicles were deployed Friday across Cairo and Giza, whatever, taking up positions in squares and securing important institutions. The state-run EG News reported. The agency said armored vehicles and barbed wire block all entrances to Tahrir Square and 22 armored vehicles from the Mustafa Mahmoud Square.
Oh my.
Wonder if they sell chicken there. Shish kebab.
I'm reading this story now. I'm going to send it to you on Facebook.
Great. Police
You know
officer.
how to check your IM on Bond?
No, I'm still reading the story. Let me see. What's up with the IM on Bond? Somebody send me something? I ain't got it.
I'm going to send you an IM.
Oh. Yeah. Let me see. What else? Hold on. Alright, the Egypt protests.
Alright, I just sent it to you.
Alright, well, you know what? These people are screwed over. Well, what am I going to say?
Well, go on with something else, because I got the whole video for the Egypt thing. And
Oh. Okay, very good.
so
Very
read the
good.
story I just sent you on the IM.
Oh, very
You
good.
believe
Let me
this.
read the story on the IM.
And I'm glad that DS...
Yeah, I guess the
is not-
world isn't interested,
I'm glad DS is not on right now, because he wouldn't like the story you're about to read now.
Alright, we got some story here. Let me see, Ed. Ed's got a pocket full of dollars. Oh, get out of here. Now, this is a story, and if you guys see this, it's going to break your heart. Oh, my God. Why the hell?
See?
A Washington man is accused of blowing up his dog. Oh, my God. Dun, dun, dun. Washington State fireworks seller pleaded not guilty Thursday to charges he killed his dog by strapping explosive to the Labrador Retriever's neck and setting him off, according to the Skamania County Prosecutor's Office. No wonder. You come from a frickin' place named Skamania. It only shows you gotta have some mental problem. Christopher Dillingham, 45, pleaded not guilty to charges of possession of a bomb or explosive device with the intent to use for an unlawful purpose, a felony in the state carrying a penalty of up to 20 years in prison. Dillingham also pleaded not guilty to charges that include animal cruelty, fireworks violation, and reckless endangerment. prosecutor said. After his arraignment, Dillingham was returned to the Skamania. Believe that?
That's the name of it.
Skamania County Jail, where he has been held on $500,000 bond since its arrest on August 4th. In an affidavit, Deputy Jordan said the animal was decapitated. And Dillingham reportedly fed the animal dog treats to prevent it from dying and to get the explosives off his neck. And Dillingham allegedly set off the explosives from behind a wall for his own safety. He said he made the explosive devices of his workbench out of a black powder found in fireworks.
I'm glad DS ain't on right now.
My God. When deputies confronted Dillingham, he told them he blew up the 3-year-old yellow retriever named Cabela because his ex-girlfriend had given him the dog and she had put the devil in it.
No,
What a
no,
mother.
Michelle, they need to stick an M80 up his ass.
No, they...
Super glue it there and light
God.
it.
Fucking, excuse me, but what a son of a bitch. Dillingham said he was prepared for the rapture and that the world was going to end
I sent you another.
because of a nuclear strike. Authorities did not initially file animal... You know what? This guy's playing like he's nuts. He ain't nuts. He's a son of a bitch. He's far from being nuts. That's just an excuse. He's just an evil son of a bitch. That's all he is. Rancid evil. The devil is inside of him. Instead, he transported his own devilish mindset on that poor dog. Blew his head off. My God, I didn't know if the animal suffered because the death was instantaneous. Morocco said cases in which animals are killed or maimed with explosives or set on fire are actually more uncommon than people think. Unfreaking-believable. What comments should we have here? My God.
I almost got the video right.
You sent me another one here. Let me see. Area...
Yeah, I got a picture for that.
Area 51?
Yep.
Alright, this is another one. This guy must be from outer space. Here we go. Area 51 has long been a topic of fascination for conspiracy theorists and paranormal enthusiasts, but newly released CIA documents officially acknowledge the site and suggest that the area served a far less remarkable purpose than many have suppose. So what is this about? Sounds like another boring story. According to these reports, which includes a map of the base's location in Nevada, Area 51 was merely a testing site for the government's U-2 or Oshawa Area Surveillance Program. The U-2 program conducted surveillance around the world, including over the Soviet Union. All right, so it wasn't a UFO area. It was, a lot of people said that. That's not new news. A lot of people said it's probably a place where the government is doing some kind of shit with, yeah.
I'm sending you another one.
You know, who knows what it is. Exactly, it's a bunch of CIA lies.
You gotta read this one though.
Yeah.
Romanian princess arrested in Oregon in a cockfighting sweep. I just sent it to you.
Alright, here we go. This is a Romanian princess. We're banging these out, I guess. We're trying to grasp at straws over here. Let me say, Romanian. Romanian princess arrested in Oregon cockfighting sweep. A Romanian princess. What the hell is she doing in Oregon?
Cockfighting.
Jesus. And her husband is scheduled to appear in court on Friday after arrested for alleged cockfighting ring in Oregon. Again, and more animal cruelty. John Wexley Walker and his wife, Princess Irina Walker, the third daughter of Romania's exiled King Michael I, are among 6 people charged with operating an illegal gambling business. Those 6 are also charged, along with 6 others, by the way, along with 12 others, with conspiracy to violate the Animal Welfare Act, Cruelty Act, whatever, conducting unlawful animal fighting ventures on 10 locations. Boy, they were really racking up. The arrest took place on Thursday across various sites in Oregon and Washington. And they were each released on $250,000 bond.
Come to America on vacation, leave on probation. I got the video. Video's ready. You ready?
We got a video. It's just on the cockfighting.
The Egypt.
On who?
The Egypt story. Egypt, that Friday thing.
Oh, here we go. This is more about Egypt. There, take a look. Watch these people go maniacal.
Where's Mike when you need him?
Can you take us through what's happened there? Can you take us through what's happened there today, and what to expect with this just announced Friday of anger?
I met him in Charlotte.
Well, when we compare the situation to what took place yesterday, it was certainly significantly calmer, but that does not mean that this crisis is by any stretch of the imagination over. The streets of Cairo were pretty empty throughout the entire day. Of course, now there is that curfew in place. Second night in a row that we've had the curfew here. State of emergency also, of course, to be lasting for about a month. You were talking about the attacks on the churches there. Well, actually, we've been hearing various reports that the number is much, much higher, at least 30 to have been attacked across the entire country. And many people were warning prior to this violent crackdown that this would be the type of spillover, ripple effect violence that the country could have expected to see in the aftermath. One of the many reasons why people were trying to urge the government to continue to pursue a peaceful solution. The Ministry of Interior also, Anderson, announcing following a number of attacks on police stations and on government institutions that it had authorized its troops to use lethal force if such attacks took place once again. Of course, everyone very anxious about what tomorrow's going to bring, especially with those mass demonstrations being called for by the Muslim Brotherhood, those expected to take place after noon prayers not too far from where we are right now, Anderson.
Mona, you say you support neither the military nor the Muslim Brotherhood, but if you support neither, then who are you left with? And is that part of the problem right now, that there's basically these polarized sides in Egypt?
Yeah, absolutely, Anderson. I mean, I support neither side, but I want to make it very clear that I unequivocally condemn the mass killing by security forces yesterday and condemn the attacks on churches across the country. And our biggest and most urgent need right now is to stop the killing and stop the blood, because in one day yesterday, almost as many Egyptians were killed in that one day as they were during the 18 days that took us to get rid of Hosni Mubarak. Now, we do need somebody who's an alternative to the Muslim Brotherhood in the military, because we're constantly pushed to choose between the two. And I don't think that Egypt needs to choose between the two. Egypt is much bigger than that. And we need people. Now, I personally support the decision by Mohammed al-Baradei yesterday to resign in protest at the mass killings and the violence, because I think he took a principled stand, and we need more voices like him, which exist. I mean, the Muslim Brotherhood and the military are not the only Egyptians around. There are many more. And we need to hear someone like Baradei and someone in that camp that says, I reject violence from the security forces and the violence that we've heard coming from the Muslim Brotherhood and their supporters, and say that for the sake of Egypt, the path we should be walking towards is the path of freedom and the path that recognizes all rights. Our revolution did not call for an Islamist state, nor did it call for military rule.
Robin, the Egyptian ambassador to the U.S. says that this is the most serious juncture Egypt has been in the last 30 years. Do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. And this is a real challenge for the Obama administration. After all, the military has been the cornerstone of U.S. relations since the peace treaty, since the Egyptians walked away from their relationship with the Soviet Union. All of the presidents since the monarchy was ousted in 1952 have come from the military until Mohamed Morsi. And this is a moment where the United States really has to review its relations with Egypt, with the military, many of whom whose leaders were trained in the United States. It has some tough decisions to make. What the president said today had some tough words, but the action was actually rather symbolic. There are tough questions about not just aid, but actually whether the United States has enough influence to really make a difference, because the military is basically kind of sticking it to Washington and has indicated it's prepared to take its own action irrespective of what its allies or the international community has said in condemning what's happened in the last week.
Ari, President Obama said today in part that the U.S. doesn't take sides with any particular party or political figure in Egypt. Do you buy that?
Well, that's the right thing to say, and we should not take sides. We have two bad sides to take a choice between. But we did take sides previously. Remember, this is the president who said that President Mubarak must go. And so we have weighed into Egyptian affairs previously, just 2 years ago. And now we're the consequences, not of what we did, but what the Egyptians are going through or on ourselves and on all the world. I think this is like the French Revolution, Anderson. We're going to see this shift back and forth between one pole to the other pole. In the case of the French Revolution, it was the monarchists against all the revolutionaries. Here in Egypt, it's going to be the Muslim Brotherhood against the military. There's not much in the middle. And that's, I think, the reality of dealing with Egypt. The United States' role is going to have to be symbolic because we don't have much influence in Egypt. It's a very difficult path for any president to walk. But at the end of the day, as much as we don't like the military, the last thing any of us should want, frankly, is for the Muslim Brotherhood as Americans to return to power in Egypt.
Peter, what do you think?
Honestly, it's amazing to me how people like Ari, who said during the Bush administration that the agenda was supposed to be democracy, when Islamist parties that win, all of a sudden say that the most important thing is to prevent Islamist parties from winning. I don't think Morsi was a good leader. He wouldn't have been my first or second or third or fourth candidate. But the important principle here is that the United States does not rule out any political party from being able to run in elections. We simply support the principle of free elections, rule of law, and minority rights. And the Obama administration was played by the military, which made this big show of the idea that it would overthrow Morsi and bring a return back to democracy. Very rarely does that really happen with military coups. It didn't happen here, and we should have been much stronger against it.
I want you to be able to respond to that.
Yeah, I agree with the principle that he laid out, but it's also important to note that the Muslim Brotherhood did not govern in anything close to a democratic fashion. And the risk in the Arab Middle East is that people come to power through democracy or through coup, and then they become even worse. And that's what happened in Iran in the late 1970s, and that's not something we want to see happen in Egypt. That would not represent peace. It wouldn't represent stability. It wouldn't be good for anybody in the region.
All righty, we're back. I'm back. And not sure what to say. I mean, the United States has been trying to get involved in everybody's freaking business for too many freaking years now. And now, as Malcolm X once said, the chickens are coming home to roost. This shit with Egypt and all that, first of all, the way the United States is literally like schizophrenic. And you think about it. All right, we supported this guy who came after Sadat, the one that was just thrown out of there before Morsi. They all have freaking letter M's in their names, damn it.
Like Mike?
Mugabe, whatever. Mugabe's that guy in Africa. Well, whatever that guy's name was. That scumbag who's sitting in a hospital right now. Who was a tyrant after Sadat. And then we did the same shit with Libya. We did the same thing with all these countries. We've been friends with the Shah of Iran. That's why we got screwed over by Iran. We had this guy in a military suit walking around, calling himself a Shah. We always are on the wrong side of history. It's ridiculous. America's got its own problems, but we're everywhere else. Why are we doing that? Let them blow themselves up already. Set off a nuclear bomb. Get rid of yourselves. People can't stand each other. So much hatred in that country. They all hate each other. They all dance in the streets like a bunch of minstrels dancing around celebrating death. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Saddam Hussein. We're friends with every crooked rear end that you could imagine. I mean, you think about it, this goes back years now, folks. This isn't new. I mean, if you look back at Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he's buddy-buddy with Stalin during that time. And even Winston Churchill was all confused as to why the United States wouldn't step in. It's absolutely ridiculous. America has put himself in such a quagmire, as they say, that we just don't know how to get out of it. We got blood on all our hands. You know, people hate us now for whatever reason. I didn't do shit to these people. But yet I can't travel anywhere because I run the risk of getting blown up by some hee-haw.
You're American, you're infidel.
Yeah.
You eat pork.
Yeah, General Patton did want to take care of Russia, but they didn't let him. Yeah. George C. Scott. They didn't let George C. Scott go in there. They should have let him go in there.
Yeah. He's dead.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So's Patton.
You never know.
George C. Scott looked better than Patton.
I think Sergeant Carter could do a better job. Since I am.
Yeah, well, who knows? Irv, you could travel, but your large opinionated mouth will get you blown up. You know, Rocco, of all the people, you should be the last freaking guy to say that. You stupid ass. You are the last guy that ought to be saying that. It's like taking the seat of honor, and meanwhile, you're the servant. Ridiculous. Freaking unbelievable.
You gotta look at that for a while.
Yeah. See, what are you trying to make a point?
That's Rocco.
Yeah. Except all the hair is in his mouth. Yeah. And by the way, don't give Rocco too much attention because he's like a little, you know, what do you call it? One of those kids that have low self-esteem, and he has to make himself be present and make sure that he's being noticed. You know? That he's being noticed. That's why he wants to type up and say all this kind of shit, because he wants us to take notice of him. But meanwhile, he's the fattest guy in the room. I feel your weight through the internet. Yeah. Anyway. Good picture of him. By the way, except that those teeth are much more perfect than Rocco's teeth. Rocco's teeth look like rocks in his mouth. Yeah. And, yep. Anyway.
Oh, shit.
Freaking unbelievable. All right, we got Romanian princesses having cockfights. We have the Egyptian falling apart. Here in Macon, Georgia, we have robberies and prostitution rings and mayhem. Is there anything good out there that anybody could talk about? I mean, my God.
No?
Nope, I guess not.
There is no good news.
I guess not. But in the meantime, as I look around trying to grasp at straws here, trying to figure out if there's ever going to be a good story to tell on the Morning Roast.
You mean a happy story?
Yeah, a happy story. About the only happy story I got is a trooper got busted for DUI. How'd that?
There you go.
There's a happy story. All right, let's look around. We're going to look around the world over here and see what else is going on. By the way, Obama did cancel the military exercises. He said he doesn't want to exercise with them. President Barack Obama announced Thursday that the United States has canceled joint military training exercises with the Egyptian military and alluded to the fact that his administration would take further steps to deal with the violence in Egypt. Going forward, I've asked my national security team to assess the implications of the actions taken by the interim government and further steps that we may take as necessary with respect to the U.S.-Egyptian relationship. In a statement from his vacation home in Martha's Vineyard, when did he get a Martha's Vineyard home? I thought he was from Chicago. Doesn't he have a home in Chicago? Did
maybe there's maybe for the presidents. I don't know.
Did Kennedy?
Like Camp David?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Did Kennedy leave him that home?
They took Marine One though. They took the Osprey helicopter.
Oh, really?
But then they had to make a special trip for the dog.
No.
Special dog.
Well, the United States strongly condemns the steps that have been taken by the Egypt interim government and security forces. Obama said that this week's Egyptian military crackdown against protests in Cairo, we deplore violence against civilians. All right, this is coming from a guy who's droning people to death. I'm starting to have a hard time with my president here. Really. I'm a big Obama. I'm a big Obama fan, but somehow this thing is getting out of hand. This thing is just getting out of hand. And by the way, Michelle, I'm keeping count, so don't worry about it. I promise you I would work on that, and I'm going to make sure that I live up to that. No tolerance. I'm done with it. Like I said, Rocco, or I should call you Boulderhead, Rockhead. Your head is as thick as a frickin' rock. You don't listen. You don't listen. I'm a conservative Democrat. I'm no longer a Democrat. I don't even know what I am. Well, I'm independent. I have my own government. You want to call me a fascist, call me a fascist. Whatever. I think every institution right now, every government, let's go back to the Whigs. Let's go back to something that we're not doing now. The way it's going right now, the Democrats are behaving like socialists. The Republicans are behaving like Stalinists, Bolsheviks, like Nazi regimes. I don't know which government is okay anymore. We're no longer free. Yeah, you're a moderate. I would say I'm a moderate too. Yeah. How's that dick hanging is pretty bad. Anyway, let me say, thank you, Austin Power Stop. Oh, look at that. It's time for a break. Jesus, I needed it. Anyway, we're going to be back, and when we come back, we'll come up with some more shit. Who knows? But it is now, how many degrees now right now? It is 65 degrees. Wow, that's cold for Macon, Georgia. And the high will be 78. 65 degrees still here in Macon, Georgia. And we'll be back after this important message. Right, Ed?
Такой маленький город заполонен машинами, да?
Ух ты, ебать!
О, Господи! Вова! Я приторможу. Блядь, дебил, вообще не могу. Блядь, вот это же, блин, вот. Нормально, нужно не переворачивать. Ой, круто вот это было. И
Да, Кость, да чё, знаем все. Эх, смотри, во, блядь. Вот.
Вот это нормальный был запас.
Это да.
We're coming back.
No. Unless you want to go back.
Не видишь?
Смотреть друг друга в глаза. Даже однополые брудеры. Даже однополые брудеры я бы...
Офигеть!
That one lucky motherfucker.
All right, and we're back.
Hope you enjoyed those crazy motherfuckers driving.
It's all good. It's all good. I love, you know, it's funny how we human beings were so attracted to mayhem and all this shit. I think maybe that's why we're looking at this war in Egypt. We're all fascinated by
People
killing
killing
and
each
mayhem, and yeah, it's always been the case.
Using children as
You know,
shields,
who knows?
human shields.
But I want to say good morning to everybody. We got a whole bunch of new viewers while we were taking that break. And we'll start out from the top. Good morning, Michelle Stacy, The Bean. Urak Wildcat is here with us. Plastic Canvas. ATT Bunga. Good Time Radio. Gothic Master. We also have Leonidas, Lord of Lycans, Nikal 3000, Opiate Life. My brother was just on and he left. Oh well. Edward Mampa was on. Lord of Lycans, of course, Nikal 3000, Opiate Life, Pesh Radio FM, Rocco's hanging in, Snow Sparks, Vorpal by 2, Bartholomew, Capricorn, Mike 24, Nick and Lynn, and Rudy 4, and Watch Dog 1. Bartholomew, I like that. Good morning, good morning. Anyway, and good morning, Pesh Radio as well. And let me see. My brother was on, and then he's gone. What the hell happened there? I guess when I acknowledged that he was here, he left. What are you going to do? It's sibling rivalry, I guess. Whatever. Anyway, so we're back, and we've got... we're talking some bullshit this morning. We're talking a little bit about Egypt and America and how screwed up it is, and just your typical news, you know, typical stuff. And one of the other things that we ought to be taking a look at is how many people are committing suicide over Facebook bullying. You know, I just don't understand why people go out and kill themselves over somebody else. I really don't. I mean, nobody is that freaking important to anybody that you would go out and take your own life because some person left you or some issue happened. To me, that's ridiculous. You know, a person dies, you mourn them and you move on. A person leaves you, you're probably better off. You know, misery loves company. And I'd rather be single and miserable than being together with somebody and miserable. How's that? I don't want to double down on my misery. So anybody out there who's having relationship problems and all that, sometimes it's just better to let it go. Sometimes things just are not going to work out. You cannot change anybody. You can't go around trying to change people. Exactly. You can do bad on your own. Let me see. If they knock you down enough, and also depending on their home life, it would be very depressing and make you not want to live. I disagree. Let me just say this. I want to live if I live in a shithole. Life is but once. After this is done, it's no more. There is no resurrection. And if you are resurrected, you'll probably come back as a frickin' roach. You know. It's all bullshit. Enjoy it while you can. Enjoy your life while you can. You know. Depressed person's brain changing chemistry. They do not think normal. I personally suffered from deep depression decades, and I lived through it. Thank God, of course. But why did you live through it, AT&T? Because in the bottom of your soul, at the core of your being, you were okay. You were just, you know, everything else, maybe. You were depressed. But not to the point that you want to, you know, kill yourself. I mean, there's been points where I used to say, oh, God, take me out already. You know, get me out of here. Because I ain't going to do it. Want me to go? Get me out. But I'm not going to do it. I'll just have to live through this miserable bullshit feeling for the rest of my life if I have to. I'll go find some corner over there and look at some tree and I'll be happy. Sometimes all you have to do is focus on anything else other than yourself. And you'll feel better. You know? AT&T, you tried 3 times to commit suicide? You're pretty bad at it. Yeah. You see, you're not even good at that. You're not good at killing yourself. Yeah. So, what are you going to do? Move on to the next. Why, Rudy? Is this getting to you? You want to go commit suicide? Is that it? Are we reminding you of something you want to do? Oh, okay. All right, well, suicide's no joke, by the way. It's not a joke. I don't think it's funny. I think it's sad, but at the same time, it does make me kind of angry that people will go there. They would think that it's okay to go and kill yourself. Yeah. Anyway. But yes, thank God I was a failure at it. There you go. Thank God you were. One good thing that you can say I failed at, but I feel good about. It's always good. We need you around anyway. We need more good people in this world, believe me. This place is a cesspool of everything else. Got too many issues. By the way, India is finally fighting back on its rape cases. It seems like that whole country's raping each other. It's okay to rape somebody. In a dusty, rundown neighborhood on the outskirts of Lucknow, look at that. The capital of one of India's poorest and most conservative states, Uttar Pradesh, whatever the hell that is, a vigilante group is making a name for itself. But these are no ordinary vigilantes. They're girls, many teenagers, who patrol their local streets protecting women and girls from sexual harassment. They're matching black and white and red salwar kameez, whatever that is, a traditional garb worn by women across South Asia. They target offending males who have overstepped their mark. The punishment? Humiliation. Sometimes worse. Their motivation is painfully clear. Every girl in the so-called Red Brigade has been a victim of sexual assault. Some have even been raped by their own family members, they say. In most cases, the crimes have gone unpunished, and the victim left to suffer the trauma and silent shame. These girls have been forced to act, they say, because no one else will. While sex crimes is not exclusive to India, the number of reported rapes there has increased dramatically, from 2,487 in 1971 to 24,206 in 2011. That's over, 1,000%, according to official figures. But campaigners say that this is the tip of the iceberg. Most women in India, a country where cultural stigma keeps many victims from reporting crime, have stories of sexual harassment and abuse on public transportation and on streets, according to Indian Council of Global Relations. The issue appeared to reach a tipping point in India in December last year, when a 23-year-old woman was raped and fatally beaten by a group of men while traveling home on a bus in Delhi. And we have Ant on the phone. Here we go. Hello. What's going on, kid? You're on the line here. You're on the air. How are you, Mr. Mayor to be?
Yeah, no, I was just calling. I wasn't calling to be on the phone. I'll let you know. I'm going to come over there. I'll be over there in about 20 minutes.
Beautiful. Anthony Harris is on his way. Make the show much more gay. I mean, yeah. It's just me, pal. Come on down. We're going to talk and bullshit. And we got a boatload of chatters on. And everybody's here. So, come on down, baby. Bye. All right, Anthony Harris on his way. That's good. We'll have another co-host. Anyway. So, as I was saying, these folks, let me see. ATT says Remember, in Pakistan and India, if Islamic man rapes a woman, it is her fault. Yeah, that's some shit, all right. Let me see. Lord of Lycans, anti-Muslim bullshit. Well, first of all, India, yeah, Muslims and Hindus in India. Actually, the Muslims are more in Pakistan, and in India, you have more Hindus. So this is an anti-Muslim.
Hang up the phone.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Plastic. Thank you, Michelle. I love it. These ladies, you know, you have to hand it to Michelle and Plastic. They're my right and my left hand. You know? And then I got Rocco's like my foot. Yeah. Anyway, Yurak says, in 1953, the CIA conducted the overthrow of the democratically elected government of Iran. And its head of government, Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh, or whatever, on the 19th of August, 1953, orchestrated by the United Kingdom under the name Operation Boot, and the United States under the name of Chipajak Project. Well, yeah, India is Islamic and Hindu, but for somebody to say that we're Muslim bashing is ridiculous. I'm one that I can't stand that people Muslim bash. Although I will say that I was upset with them during the time of the war in Iraq because they were dancing in the streets while our soldiers were getting blown up. I'll never forget that. They were dancing when the Twin Towers came down. I'm sorry. I'll never forget that. So, that's all I'm saying. You know, you have to remember, they celebrated death. That's ridiculous. They celebrated torture and mayhem. That's ridiculous. You know, they're chopping people's heads off. That's ridiculous. And, you know, they haven't been saying much when it comes to these Islamic fundamentalists. Whether it's out of fear for their own lives or whatever, they're not saying shit. I don't see many Muslim leaders getting on television saying it's a terrible thing that they're doing. That's all I'm saying. Not that I hate them. I don't hate them at all. They're actually anti-scriptural. But at least I could tell them to their face, why aren't you people speaking up against some of the shit that y'all perpetrating? Not you in particular, but in the name of Allah. It's just not right. There's just something wrong with that. Yeah. Yeah, they are anti-Quran because they don't follow what the Quran says. Actually, the Quran is it's, you know, it does say about killing the infidels. I mean, you know, I don't know. But they say it's a book of peace. But then it encourages, if you don't believe in that, then you're an infidel, you ought to die. I don't get that. I think that's what Christians say. I think that's what any other religion says. Anyway. Allah doesn't condone what they do. That's true. That's true. But I definitely don't want to go into a religious argument here, but I will say this. That it just seems like they're going through a lot of shit these days. And it seems like all these troubles that we're having are just bubbling up. And we're going to get consumed in all this shit. You know, look at what America had to do, put up a freaking iron curtain around itself in order to protect itself from all these crazy people. Yeah. Yeah. We don't speak. Who don't speak? What are you talking about? There's no hate speech going on. We're just talking, like I said, I don't like people that talk bad about Muslims. I think they're hypocrites. Any Christian person that goes around hating on Muslims is a hypocrite. They don't know the Bible. What I'm talking about is the instance where they currently celebrated the death of people. I can call that out, just like I can call out my Christian brothers and sisters for being hypocrites. I'm allowed to call out the fact that they danced on the streets in revelry, chanting and dancing. Nothing wrong with that. So, and yeah, this isn't hate speech. This is just fact speech. Speaking facts, not hate. Anybody that hates Muslims is an idiot. And if you hate anybody, really, it's anti-human. It's not what humans were made to do. They hate each other. So, in any case, we're going to switch gears over here and talk about something that's more...
Well, I got one.
There we
It
go.
has to do with a comment that Russell Simmons made about the...
Oh, very good. Russell Simmons. Yeah, you guys know who he is. He's Mr. Rapper, I guess. Rapper. Yeah, go ahead.
Russell Simmons is apologizing for a sex tape parody hosted on his new YouTube channel, All Deaf Digital.
Are you sure this gonna work, Miss Harry? This our only chance to gain freedoms.
The video portrays Harriet Tubman and a fellow slave conspiring to make a sex tape of her in bed with her master.
Harriet. Drop it like a hot coal. Massa, I've got what you white folks like to call leverage. And I'm gonna be telling everybody about your Negro love, including Mary. Like anyone's gonna believe.
While there's no nudity, graphic scenes and strong language caught the attention of the NAACP, which asked Simmons to take the video down. In a statement he posted on globalgrind.com, Simmons said, quote, "My first impression of the Harriet Tubman piece was that it was about what one of the actors said in the video, that 162 years later, there's still tremendous injustice. And with Harriet Tubman outwitting the slave master, I thought it was politically correct. Silly me, I can now understand why so many people are upset. I have taken down the video. Lastly, I would never condone violence against women in any form, and for all of those I offended, I'm sincerely sorry."
Wow. Well,
and we got the Harriet Tubman Museum.
we have the Harriet Tubman Museum right here in
Have you
Macon,
ever been
Georgia.
Have you ever been there?
Yeah. Actually, they just spent $3 million on a new building, and which has been sitting there now for God knows how many years. So who knows? All I'm saying is she's been the injustice has been going on, even here in Macon, Georgia, where they don't give her the respect and the honor that's due in the city. Where they build this gigantic museum, and it's been closed now for God knows how long, and they're in a smaller original building, still sitting there. Who knows why? And Harriet Tubman was a great lady. I mean, she helped people, escape slavery, and just a good woman. I mean, she was way ahead of her time. And for them to make fun of her in this way is demeaning, degrading. It's just not right. Russell Simmons, yeah, the Underground Railroad, that's correct. She risked her own life. And, yeah, you just got on, Master Meatball. How's it going? Yeah, I'm going solo today. Derek is sick. But anyway, so Miss Tubman is a big hero to some people here in Macon, Georgia. Of course, they don't have enough money to help her open up that museum that they... And again, it goes back to the lack of respect that women get in this life. Women get, as much as I, can argue that, there are some that believe that women could be real pains in the asses. The fact of the matter is that women have been abused for millennia, and they are still being abused until this day. Where even a woman like Harriet Tubman could be degraded in that way. They put some fat woman there sitting there with a cigarette in her mouth. What the hell is that all about? Sleeping in bed with a white guy. It's outrageous. You know? Well, yeah, I mean, they do plenty, but remember, Warplebyte, the men are supposed to be respectful towards women. And I think that more women respect men than men respect women, to be honest. I don't see many women hanging out at a corner whistling and saying, "Yo, baby," and harassing men. You know? Well, divorce and all that is another issue. I'm not talking about that. I went through hell with my ex-wife, I know. But what I'm saying is that women are abused time and time and time and time again. And then when it comes back on the men, they bitch and moan like a bunch of little girls, screaming like, "Oh hell, oh hell, bro, women are so bad." And meanwhile, look at your history. If you would have treated her right, maybe you wouldn't have been divorced, right? I know I was a lousy husband. All right, let's not negate the fact that she was a spousal abuser. She used to like to hit. But that's besides the point. I never laid a finger on her because I knew it wasn't right. It just isn't right. You know, maybe if she stayed on her meds, no divorce would have happened. Exactly. Perfect. Thank you, Master Meatball. Because that's exactly what happened. She was bipolar. Made me bipolar. And she wasn't on a medication. She refused to take it. When I committed her, I had to commit her twice. The mental health facility.
Your ex-wife?
Yeah.
Wish I could commit mine.
Twice. She still blamed me. You know. Maybe I had a male friend that got beaten up by his wife a lot. He refused to hit her. I know. Spousal abuse goes both ways, you know. I think this kid Usher has also been a victim because he mentioned it during the time that he was getting divorced with her that she would hit him. And he wouldn't touch her because if he put a hand on her, he would have had his ass would have been in jail. But she would hit him. So yeah, it goes both ways.
Talking about sperm donors. Actually, I should play that video. Remember the one where they robbed the sperm bank?
No, you got that video?
I have to find it.
Well, who knows?
I just played it a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Well.
Bunch of Chinese guys
So,
robbing a sperm bank.
Yeah, well. Yeah, I have a friend who's Chinese that couldn't give out sperm, so they had to adopt a couple of people. Yeah. Sperm donor. Anyway, so there you have it. We had Russell Simmons having to apologize. Why did you put the video out, Mr. Simmons? Well, I mean, didn't you look at it before you put it out? You stupid ass. What kind of a producer are you? You're putting stuff out you don't even know what the hell it's about? Why are you apologizing? That's how you go ahead and you hit somebody over the head intentionally with a bat and then, "Oh, I'm sorry." Meaningless. Yeah. She said, get it together. Get it together for what? Not together enough? Rocco left, huh? Big baby.
Abe, get it together.
Yeah. Just another reason for forced sterilization.
Oh, get the video together?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it.
Well, you know what? Because we didn't give him attention. Yeah, Kanye and Kardashian baby daddy got booed at a ball game. Good. That's another schmuck. There's a Jewish word for you. That Kanye is a con artist. Trying to come across as a musician. All he does is ramble bullshit. You don't even understand half the words that he's saying. What is he saying? Him walking around. And you know what? I can't stand concerts that make you stand up and dance. Leave me the hell alone. Play the music. Let me watch you. Don't you get up and shake it like you don't care. Who gives a shit? I hate concerts like that. Have me work. I already paid my money. I want to sit on my ass and watch you. I don't want to have to start standing up and waving my hands like I'm all into it. Like I'm in a zoo. Bunch of animals yelling up and down, doing this and waving. Who gives a crap? I don't want to stand up. Stand up. Oh, get up. Get up. Everybody get up. Now, I'm not going to get up. I'm sitting my ass right here. I'm not doing nothing. Stupid ass. Perform like a clown. Yeah. Not getting up. Can't stand rap concerts. They'll have you get up. And then you got all these stupid ass people doing it and probably standing there feeling like an asshole. Boy, I look stupid. I hope they don't see me on camera. Yeah, well, we just saw you and you look stupid. You're right. You moron. It's ridiculous. Kanye is full of himself. Can't stand Kanye. How the hell did he become a star with that big fat head of his? He looks like one of those babies that were born with a flat head. Like he was laying down too hard on it. What's wrong with him? Then he marries that skank that was married to like 20 guys already without getting married. How many people does she bed? How do we know that it's her baby or his baby?
You want to watch the video?
Or even her baby. Who knows?
You want to see the video?
Yeah. Or will you be Scrooge at my Christmas church's next Christmas Day parade?
Here you go.
Bah humbug! Yeah. Oh. Disgusting. What did he say? Konnichiwa?
They said they may as well eat it.
Alright, whatever.
I saw.
Sperm bag. A little exaggerated.
They were tied.
Yeah, they were all tied up.
Like tight sticks.
Tied up stealing sperm.
Like smoking tight sticks. Tied to a stick.
Yeah, anyway, let me see. Michelle, did Kanye cheat on Kim, and is that why he was booed? You never know. Listen, these young kids, especially guys like Kanye, where he's got all these big booty twerking, rear-ended women throwing themselves at him, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah. So, yeah, and Pesh Radio, Kanye was born, the doctor slapped his parent. You're absolutely right. Why'd you have this thing? Guy's so full of himself. He's got an attitude. Like, what is wrong with you? He's like quadpolar. Guy walking around like, don't talk to me. Who gives a shit? Who cares, Kanye? Who cares about your miserable life, running around, doing concerts, sweating like a pig, wearing skirts on stage, trying to be cutting edge? You're just another ghetto guy, hanging out. Took it to the streets and you're making money off of it. Yeah, you should have seen him at a concert. He wore a skirt. Whatever they call those things. The Scottish people like to wear them all the time. Yeah. Yeah, kilts, thank you. Yeah, he wore a kilt. Yeah, well, remember the ping pong, not ping pong, the other game, the game that you play in the machine, the ping pong machine, whatever. Remember you used to say tilt? Yeah, he tilted with his kilt. Yeah. Nothing I love more than being in the shower and hearing Irving ranting in the kitchen. Thank you. If you want to masturbate while you're doing that, go right ahead. Masturbate to my beautiful voice. Mikal. Make sure that you wipe the walls off when you're done. Yeah. Anyway, so... So, what else? Yeah, Kanye. Kanye and Kim Ye. Now they're calling him Kim Ye. Kim Ye. Don't Kim Ye that. I mean, what is that? Kim Ye. It's supposed to be like, and then they named the kid Northwest, like some freaking airline. Wasn't that an airline, Northwest Airline or some shit? They served bad food and they gave you air sickness. Yeah. Yeah. Irv, you need to start a new topic with, you know, what really grinds my gears. Yeah, I like that. You know what really grinds my gears? What really grinds my gears is why it is that when you go out and you buy a bread that they have those two ends that are always sliced so freaking thin that you have to throw it away. That really grinds my gears. It's a waste of my money. Yeah. Anyway, Lord of Likens, you can comment. What did you comment? Can I comment on stuff that wasn't topic while I was muted ever so unfairly? Yeah, birds eat it, that's true. Go ahead, Lord of Likens, you can comment. Me, my son JetBlue, and my daughter United Airlines. Pesh Radio. You're funny as hell. The video with Harriet Tubman. Go ahead. Go ahead. Why don't you comment on the video of Harriet Tubman? And they made her look like a Tubman, right? Like living up to her name. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Lord. Whatever. Like Rudy Force says, whatever. Let me see. All right, here we go. He's doing it for ratings. His business is failing, and he's being sued. Really? And he has always been jaded. What is he being sued for? I mean, who knows? Oh, what do I hear? What time is it? What time is it? Is it time to laugh and play?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, brother man. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
And
asking.
Here he is.
Good morning, crowd.
The infamous Anthony B. Gonna be Mayor Harris.
Yeah, let's hope.
It's gonna happen.
How is everybody out there across the World Wide Web? Since Derek's not here to say it. I realized Derek dropped that, didn't he?
What?
I realized he finally stopped doing that.
Yeah, he stopped.
I didn't know when he
I
stopped,
know,
but
he
he used to
cut
like,
back.
and everybody in the World Wide Web and in the area.
Everybody's saying what's up, what's up. Michael Keaton showed up. Yeah, there you
Michael
go.
Keaton. Hey, you guys ever heard of this fruit? It's like a grape. It's great. I brought you guys some.
What the hell?
Look at these. They're great. They're called witch fingers.
Wow, look
but
at
they're,
that.
But they're grapes basically shaped like little witch fingers.
And how do they taste?
You can have some.
Yeah.
You want some? Take the whole stem. You want some, Ed?
Hey, you want one?
Just take the whole stem. I got a bunch. Witch fingered. Me neither.
Wow.
But they taste like grapes, but they don't have seeds, but they're called witch fingers.
They look like...
Huh? No. I
No,
wish.
you know what they look like to me? You know when you're taking a shit and all you have is a little piece coming out?
Thanks, Irvin. I'm
That's
about to
what it
eat,
looks
and
like.
he's
Look.
talking about they look like
Like just a little piece
Yeah.
of shit coming out of your rear end.
Hey,
there
you
you
want some more,
go.
Ed? Take a whole
Thank you,
stock
thank
over
you,
there.
Irvin.
You want more? Take a whole stock over there.
Thank you,
I
Irvin,
brought 'em.
for
Like the one that you have to wipe off with
Yeah.
your toilet paper because it got stuck in your butthole.
I mean, look at that. They're called
stick it
witch
up your
fingers. And they taste exactly like just black grapes.
There you go.
But they're witch fingers.
I got you, Pretty, and I don't
your
care.
little consolidation, too.
You were fantastic
Thank
yesterday,
you,
brother man. I was telling the audience.
Hey, I had fun, and I appreciate everybody coming out there for me. I didn't have a hell of a lot of supporters in the audience, but I had a few.
There was hardly any audience.
Well, unlike Jack Ellis, who brought like a busload of people.
I know.
But Jack Ellis
Yeah,
basically
more
thought he
than
was at Lollapalooza or Woodstock.
I
He's
tell
setting up
you.
a whole table.
I
He's
thought he
selling
had food.
everything
I went
from
back
yeah.
there
I
to
thought
see
he
if
was
there was
giving
any
away
food.
New Way. I saw he had T-shirts, signs, bumper stickers.
Oh, yeah, he had everything. T-shirt signs, bumper stickers, what else?
Yeah.
Bubble gum.
Refrigerator magnets.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Huh?
Get in the Kroger?
No, my sister-in-law.
They're really good.
My sister-in-law
They're
works at Fresh Market. She brought them from Fresh Market.
Know what I like about them?
Yeah.
No seeds.
Exactly. I hate spitting seeds in.
I hate it.
And they taste just like it. And I actually like the shape too. It's kind of neat. You know, it's like-
Yeah,
I
excellent.
mean, look, they look just like little fingernails. We need to find out who makes them because they need to give us some money for advertising witch fingers.
Anyway, Anthony's back. I'll tell you, listen, if you don't become mayor, you're more than welcome to come back to the
If
show.
I don't become
You gotta
mayor,
go.
I'll work with Jack Ellis because he wants to give me a job.
He does. He told me that.
You are out of order! You're out of order! You're out of order! The whole trial is out of order! They're out of order!
I'll get some Metamucil.
Right.
And
So
he
what are the
spelled it
chatters
right,
up
yeah.
to? Who do a roll call? Who's on here?
Well, why don't you say hello to them, Anthony?
I don't have my
Anthony
contacts
gets to
in.
say hello to everybody.
We'll stop at the top. Hello, Mr. Vaughn. Then we go to our moderators. Michelle. Oh, okay. Okay. Hello, Robot Vaughn.
I am a your
Okay.
robot.
Moderators, good morning. Michelle Stacy, Yurak Wildcat, Plastic Canvas, and Spokesman Bimbo. Remember, let me stop there. Remember when was it Derek Shapiro or Don Curry who didn't know you were Spokesman Bimbo?
Yeah, it was,
and he's hitting
Derek
on
Shapiro.
you. He's sending you like private messages.
Stupid ass. Guy
You
was a
should have
pervert.
played that along forever.
Derek Shapiro called me,
Did he?
and I was in the emergency room.
Oh, that's right. And you want to get on the show. I heard.
He wants,
He's calling
he
you.
wants us to do the controversy
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, you know, Derek. Well, that's up to you guys. Chatters, Ashley34, ATT, Bunga. What's up, Bunga? Gothic Master, Leonidas, Lord of Lycans. I like that. You're a werewolf. I love werewolves.
Yeah.
Nikal 3000, Pesh Radio FM. The Morning Roast is Ed. What do we got? Snow Sparks. Forble Bite 2. Zappa. Immortal, Rudy 4, and do we go down some more? We
Yeah,
got Watchdog 1, but is that it?
And no, that's it. We
All right,
also
cool.
had Edward Mann for about 30 seconds.
And I'm sure DS was on there.
We
for a
had
little
Rocco. We had DS, of course. DS
Yeah.
was here. And
So what do you?
And Zappa, of course, Zappa's been around now for a while.
So what are your? Did you already discuss the forum last night?
We discussed it, but let's
get your assessment
a little further.
Let's get your assessment of it. Your honest assessment. Even if you think I was bad in some parts, point it out. Point it out. I don't care. I can take it.
Everybody knows, and I said it already, that you did a fantastic job yesterday. I was very surprised, and you did a better job than Rickett himself. I mean, and I did say the only oddity that he had was he kept standing up to answer the question. But I also make point that it showed something that was very obvious to me, and probably not to anyone else, because they were all brain dead anyway.
Right.
Half of the people in that room are like elderly people and older people. It showed your energy. It showed you your youth.
Right.
That you can stand up every time while all these other guys sat on their big fat asses and did nothing. And if you notice, at the end, David Kuzno kind of stole the idea and stood up.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be his closing argument, but instead he chose to talk about the Indian Mounds and something else. Never said vote for me, or it was a non-closing statement.
I think the problem that candidates in general, and not just local, but I think what it is a lot of them go there with the mentality that I've got to say these certain things I'm going to say, and I'm going to say them no matter what, whether it fits the moment or not. I'm going to get it out. And so what happens is they don't answer the question a lot of times because they're just concerned about saying that point that they thought about saying early in the morning.
Right.
And then what happens is they know they only have a certain amount of time to do it, so they shove it down your throat. And David came across like, wait a minute, I didn't go into that yet, so let me do it during my closing statements, even though it wasn't really the right time.
It wasn't.
But, I mean, David didn't do bad. To tell you the truth, I think David did better than about 2 or 3 other ones. I don't think David was the worst one up there. I think Alan was pretty weak.
Bad. Well, he kept doing this with his mic. He kept like holding his mic like that.
And I think Charles Bishop was pretty weak.
Yeah, Charles Bishop. First of all, Charles Bishop, I got to talk to him. This guy is pretty big guy. He's tall.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch. He was a cop. All right? Everything about him is law and order.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He's anti-politician, which means, it could be a double-edged sword. I mean, they say, well, I'm not a politician, that's a good thing. Well, yes and no, because the fact that you're not a politician means that you're not going to give a shit what you do and how you look to other people. And even if you're a bad boy, you're not going to really care because you're not a politician.
Yeah.
Unlike politicians, they may step up, I don't want to look bad, and I don't want to, do anything that's going to upset the people. An anti-politician guy could actually be worse off. We could be worse off than a guy who says he's a politician.
I see your point. Good point.
And so my concern with that guy is that he's too law and order. He's too much about, I'm going to throw people in jail, we need to cut back on crime. No, sir. It's not all about just throwing freaking people in jail.
Law and order sound effect, Ed. He's all about law and order. Bling, boom.
Yeah.
He'll throw it at the end of the show.
Yeah, right.
That'll be a new sound you can use on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like that. yeah, that's a sound effect. No, do we have?
To do that.
Yeah, we have a sound.
Yeah. But anyway, I agree with you. I mean. Well, let me explain this too, which to me this wasn't too smart of him, but we had a good laugh. At the end of the forum, actually, I'll give Jack Ellis, the credit for this. He had asked one of the ladies from the League of Women Voters who sponsored it, could he have his name tag, his name plaque that was in front of him at the table. And then after he asked for it, I said, oh yeah, can I get mine too? And they're like, sure, I'll take them. So we started to take our name plaques. Well, then I had the idea that I wanted to get everybody to sign it that was on the dais with me. So I go and I start going up to every candidate and said, hey, can you sign this for me? And they're all cool, yeah. And then Kuzno liked the idea and decided to do the same thing and get his sign. So I have no problem. Well, Joe Allen, he books out of there quick. I mean, he doesn't even stick around. I personally took that like he knew he did bad and he was just kind of wanting to get the hell out of there. He looked kind of pissed
Yeah,
and perturbed.
he looked pissed off throughout the whole
Right.
event.
Right. So he heads out quick. I couldn't even stop him in time. And then I go up, I get Ellis and Kuzno, and Ellis is the first one to sign it. And Ellis writes something like, "Ain't you the man?" C. Jack Ellis. And Kuzno signs it, and Sam Hart signs it. And then I'm having to hunt the other ones down because they've already left the stage and they're mingling, other than Joe Allen, who took off, got out the building quick. And then I finally, I go up to Rickert, Mayor Rickert, and he signs it, and he wrote something nice. He goes, "I enjoyed being in the forum with you," or whatever. And then I go up to Charles Bishop, okay? Charles Bishop's like, "No, I'm not signing that. You might use it against me." And I'm looking at him like, "What?" He's like, "You might put it on Facebook, or you might forge my signature and put it on some pen." I'm like, "Come on, guy." And he would not sign it. And I asked him 2 more times, and he still didn't. And then he turns around, he has the gall then, before I leave, to go, "Hey, man, if you don't make the runoff and I do, vote for me, okay?" And I looked at him, and we were kidding around a little bit. I looked at him and I said, "I'm not going to vote for you. You didn't even sign my name plaque."
You just hollering at him?
Yeah!
I
He
love
kinda
it.
laughed. And I was like, "Come on, guy. I mean, what kind of, like you just said, you have to be a politician a little bit. You don't have to be one, but you have to act like one."
Yeah, but I'll
and
tell you
how
one
is
thing.
that's not being a politician if you're not giving yourself over to the people and doing what they ask.
Yeah.
I was like, "Come on, guy." So so it was.
He has no hair, ATT.
Who,
right
me?
now, yeah, he's
But it's not that I care
shaved
about
off.
it. I like being bald. It's just I wear this when it rains out, because I don't have an umbrella, so I'm just kind of.
It's funny, you're wearing this shit today. I was wearing that shit yesterday.
Oh, really? Cool.
But
yeah, so it was a good time. But so what did you think? What did you think of the questions? Did you think they were softball questions? Do you think they should have had better questions? What did you think on that?
Yeah, I think first of all, they should have had me ask the question. Because then
That's why the morning roast has to do a debate. We need to set it up.
Yeah, they would have. By the way, I tried to get a hold of this guy JD's. All those numbers don't work.
Yeah.
So he gives me a card that with no numbers that work. What the hell? Kind of a businessman are you?
JD's doing things.
Right. How your dick hanging?
Wow.
How your dick hanging? Right. How your dick hanging?
I love that old lady.
Yeah, how your dick hanging? Yeah. Well, their dicks were hanging yesterday, for sure. I mean, they all...
10 o'clock. I like that sound effect, too.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
we're gonna go
bring in the new hour.
On a break, but we're going to come back.
Yes.
And we are going to get into what I think about the questions and some more shit. Anthony's got a whole bag full of tricks for us.
I do. Listen, did y'all talk about the oldest man? They found the oldest man, 123 years old.
No.
Look that up, Ed. I think he's in Bolivia. He's the 100. He was born in 1890.
Wow.
Yeah, we talk about that too.
Less than 30 years after Lincoln was shot, no?
Yeah. But he's in like Bolivia. He's not an American. We'll talk about him too.
He was on another planet.
He's an alien. He's not even from here. They have a life expectancy of 240.
If he comes here now, he will be an illegal alien.
Right.
You going to break?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go to break. Who said it first? But who said it first? What are you saying? Okay, that's what I'm asking. Good. And, if you want to do the who said it first. There. Okay, what's going on?
Alright, we tried to come along and we couldn't pull it, so he's gonna roll it up onto the trailer. Oh, fuck! Yeah, that didn't work too. Oh, fuck! Both sides.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now what do we do?
Who is it?
Fuck!
Oh, hey, Hawkeye, how's it going? To where?
Shit.
Oh,
Shit.
I don't know
Shit.
yet. We haven't discussed that at all. Yeah, we haven't discussed it at all, but...
Shit.
Okay, sounds good. All right, sounds good.
You're joining the morning roast
All right,
already
buddy.
in progress.
Thanks, man. All right, appreciate you. Bye-bye. There we go.
So that wasn't Kuzno.
No, that wasn't Kuzno. I have no clue. Actually, that was,
Hawkeye, New Jersey.
yeah, Hawkeye, New Jersey.
This is the morning roast.
Yes.
Irvin, Ed, and Ann hanging out.
We're just chilling.
Last hour.
Having witch fingers for breakfast. That I still say look like that little clump of shit that gets stuck on your back when you can't
Get
shit
stuck
right.
on your back. It goes way up here. It gets stuck on your back.
It's stuck on your
It's
asshole.
hanging
and you
off.
can't
It's
get it
hanging
off.
off your
What
shoulder
the-
blade.
I know I got something still there.
It's
Yeah.
stuck on your back.
Anyway, so all right. So Anthony,
You really got a chip of shit on your shoulder.
Yeah. Really.
So
anyway, we still got. I could bang this shit out by 10:20. So let's do another 6 minutes.
Go bang, you bang it. You
And,
bang it.
yeah.
What'd you
bang it, you bang it.
What'd you
You
just
bang
hold
it.
up, Ed?
Huh?
What'd you just hold up?
Daily bread.
Oh.
Yeah, he was going to go
'cause
into
it,
that.
it
right
gave me a
away.
reminder.
remind him.
Well, when he did that, it made me think of something you could do to the show too.
What?
Is Ed would be like the referee when you and Derek are here and anybody else, and if it gets out of hand, he pulls up a yellow card. He has his card and he pulls it off camera. He goes, yellow card. He's going to yellow card one of you. telling y'all to calm
I
it down.
just make him
pull
do
it
more
back.
work.
Yeah, that's what it looked like he did when he picked up the Daily Bread. It looked like he was a ref in a soccer match, going yellow card. Okay. Well, that made me think of that.
Let me see. Isn't there a funny video she banged from YouTube?
Does our Derek still do that?
Yeah.
It's like.
Yes, Jerry. Yeah. As a matter of fact, play that again, Ed. Play that again. Yeah, in memory of Derek.
Okay. Derek's going to be doing that shit for 5 years.
Lord have mercy. Oh, by the way, Yurak says you looked very nice last
Poor
night.
guy's in the emergency room, man. Come
No,
on.
is he?
Well, he
Is he that sick?
But he was going to the emergency, something, not the medical center, but the
Yeah, some kind of a...
something medical.
Some medical...
Oh, when you said he was sick, I just thought he got up this morning, didn't feel good, said, I can't come to the show, guys. I didn't know he checked.
Yeah, well, that's what he did. And,
But then he checked himself in.
I guess.
He's got some of his throat.
Yeah.
Something down his throat.
He's got to keep those
Some
witch
got stuck in his
he's got to keep
Yeah,
those witch fingers.
Derek got VD. That's what it is.
Thank you. So what are the chatters saying? They just
They're bullshitting here. Actually, Yurak just said you looked very nice last night.
Thank you, Yurak. You should have come, Yurak.
Did he go? How do you know he looked
He
nice?
saw it online, probably.
Oh.
Or not, I mean, pictures. I
Yeah.
saw some pictures people took. But
Yeah, he did. He was dressed to impress.
That's right.
And yeah,
You always got to throw them a curveball. You got to always keep them guessing. Because I guarantee when they all heard I was coming, I guarantee they thought I was going to dress dumpy. I bet
Yeah,
they
come
thought
in without a shirt.
I bet, well, not that dumpy, but they probably thought I was going to wear the Remove
Believe me,
Rickard
I
shirt.
wouldn't put it past him.
They would have thought I was going to wear the Remove Rickard shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they would have thought, of course, that I would have got up every time and just basically railed on everything in this city.
You did get up every time, but you didn't rail.
Yeah. So I think I surprised them all.
You did. I mean, even Ellis
Supposed
told
to.
me your boy did great. That's how he put it.
Good.
Your boy.
Yeah, because Irvin
Your
is
boy.
my official manager.
Yeah.
He is my Colonel Tom Parker,
Then
my
they-
Elvis.
I'll tell you.
And he takes 50%.
I swear to God, they were staring at me every time. Every time he would get up and answer the question, I can feel the room.
Cool.
You know, watching what my response was going to be. And I just said, listen, I gave them all the same treatment.
Right.
If I liked what I heard, I would shake my head. If I didn't like it, I shook my head this way.
Right.
Except for you. I didn't.
Well,
there was nothing that you said that I disagreed with.
At least you didn't blurt out something really loud like you did at the city council thing for one of those commissioner debates we went to.
Well, I did.
Remember when
I did.
you blurted out real loud when the Tompkins guy
Yeah.
was reading something or whatever?
Yeah, he
You
said
just-
something about
you said it
look in
louder.
the mirror. Some
Yeah, and you
bullshit
said it
about
louder. You
racism.
said louder than I think you realized. And
No, I
everybody
meant
heard
to.
you. No, but it was funny when you did that because I thought
Actually,
you were
I
going to
did blurt something out yesterday. If you remember.
Did you?
Yeah. If you remember, the woman in the League of Women Voter, the one that opened up the debate, whatever you call that shit. That wasn't a debate. But she said that you have 90 minutes to respond.
Yeah, first.
And then the people are like, and I said, give me the 90 minutes. I'll take the 90 minutes. And everyone laughed.
Right.
So.
She meant to say seconds, of course.
Yeah, 90 seconds.
And then everybody started correcting her.
Yes, I'm as Don King, except I don't have the hair.
Yeah.
And let me see. Need a pic of the dog. I could see her standing in front of the debate saying, you lying Emma. Dude, I swear to God, AT&T, that is not far-fetched.
That's not.
Am I right, Anthony?
You're right.
You know I can go ballistic. And Anthony.
This is fucking
himself.
insane! What the fuck are you guys talking about?
You stupid asses. Mr. Third
Get
Reich.
out of here!
Get out of here, whatever. Yeah, I don't put up with much shit.
We teased before the break.
Yeah.
What did you think of the questions that they put before us?
Okay, I thought...
And I have them in my pocket still, so if you want to recap them.
Oh, yeah, let's recap.
It's real small. Remember, because that was another reason. Let me pat myself in the back. It's real small, like the witch fingers. And something else. No.
I'm thinking you're going to pull out a piece of paper. What the fuck?
Because this is my number. Remember, we had to draw for seating. And I was number 5. This was my number. So what I did is, unlike the other candidates, every time they asked the question, I would write down the question on this piece of paper so I would remember when it came to me.
Wow.
Because all the other candidates just didn't remember a lot of them and didn't
I know,
write it
they
down.
would say, "Can
So
you
like, what's
repeat
the
the
question
question?"
again? Which was very unprofessional. So I had it written down. So basically,
right,
I
why
can
don't
go
you
back
read
to
some
the
of the
question.
questions?
The first one was, let me find number 1 here on my little sheet of paper. It's like all over. What is your most important objective and how do we accomplish it?
Okay, what is your most important
Well,
objective?
in a nutshell, I'm not going to take a minute and a half. Like
No.
It'd be the whole
90
debate all over
minutes.
again.
I mean,
yeah,
90 seconds.
Basically, what I said is the main objective, because I said it would cover all our other small problems or large problems, is you make the city a music city.
Correct.
Because then once you got the music city stigma and it's getting out to the world, and this is what the city is. I mean, it's born
It's
on that.
amazing,
It's
I know.
made from that. And I brought up the Sidney Lanier, the poet and musician and Civil War soldier, was born here. Little Richard, who is responsible for thousands of bands and musicians having a career.
Right.
I mean, he is one of the major influences on all these bands of a lot of genres.
Of course.
We have to capitalize on this. So the main objective is to make it a music city, and therefore, once you do that, you bring the people in, you bring the money comes in, which then gets rid of, or tries to get rid of, a lot of the unemployment. It helps our economy. You're solving that. I said music bridges gaps between races. Maybe our race relations get better because of the music. And I think if people have more to do, bands to see, stuff to do, it might keep them out of trouble.
Absolutely.
Your crime might go down.
Now, what do you think about David's proposal of making it a river city again?
Well, I like David. That's one thing I agree with David. I don't agree with a lot of his platform.
But don't you think that river has like a lot of trees and shrubbery?
Well,
where do you stand over there?
I like David's idea, but David's idea right now is unrealistic as hell, because how much money would we have to borrow or find in order to turn that into a river entertainment industry? I mean, that would cost billions. He's not even thinking about, I mean, this is a river that sometimes can't even get above 2 inches.
Right.
Let alone
not a
15
river.
feet.
It's a puddle.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this
a
river.
long freaking puddle.
When it rains, the river gets high.
Yeah.
When it doesn't rain, the river's a puddle. You can walk across it.
Yeah, literally.
So
get stuck in the mud.
So the thing about it, what David's not thinking, is if you put these river boats on the river, like he says, for these casinos, what are you going to do when this damn water goes down? You're going to have a damn boat sitting on the bottom of the damn river. Just sitting there.
Stuck.
Right. I mean, David's got to think of that.
And get mosquito bitten.
Yeah. And I know part of his plan is probably to actually dig it deeper. But that just costs lots of money. I mean, that is, how much money is that going to take to just basically make that river deeper, and then to put all those shops and stuff on there, like he said, and
now,
a casino.
You did mention tax breaks.
Yeah, but I mentioned tax breaks. It was question number. It was the one about what do we do about the blight housing,
right?
And the bad neighborhoods.
And you said,
and I said basically what we need to do is it needs to be a combination of if the structures are too far gone that it's not worth repairing, bulldoze them.
Yeah, get rid of them.
Bulldoze them. Whoever owns the land, if anybody owes up to it, if you don't owe up to the land, then hell, the city should have a right to take it. If people are not going to owe up that it's their pieces of land, then how are they going to find out who it belongs to, right?
Yeah.
But what you do, I think, is with some of the houses that are still good, or at least they're salvageable.
Yeah.
Put your homeless in there. House your homeless. I told them.
You know, some people laughed at that.
I know, but there's a lot of homeless that are not incompetent and that are not homeless because they just choose to be lazy. For example, our buddy Eric.
Yeah.
Eric is a working guy, but he's just homeless. He's self-sufficient. He's very handy. Imagine if you gave Eric one of these old houses.
Sleep, by the way, you can't sleep
He's
on
got
a bike.
He's got a bus. He has an old bus that a buddy of his has parked on a block downtown. That's a big gated-in area that has old buses, and his friend that owns that block, that little plot of land and that business, lets him sleep in a bus. And he's a trucker. He recently got his job, so when he's on the road, he's a trucker. But for the longest time, when he was jobless, he would sleep in that bus, and he was self-sufficient. He wouldn't accept things from you. He would work for money as much as he could. He's the type of people that you put him in those houses, he would fix them up. He would take pride in having that house. He would take pride in having somewhere to live.
Well, what about those that say, like Michelle? By the way, ATT, I'm gonna offer your suggestion to Anthony, but I'm gonna skip them for a minute and respond to Michelle.
Right.
She says he isn't self-sufficient if he is homeless.
No, because what you have to understand, Michelle, is being homeless, and not all cases, being homeless doesn't mean you're not a hard worker.
Or you're not self-sufficient.
It just means you may have hit hard times. You may have an illness that prevent, a lot of our homeless are Vietnam vets.
I know.
They might have Agent Orange problems. Okay? It doesn't mean, because you have to understand, not being able to afford a house doesn't mean the person's not trying. They might not just be able to get the job that pays enough money to get a house, right? I mean, houses are a big cost to keep up and to pay for your electricity, or whatever. I mean, I agree, Michelle. There's a lot of people homeless that don't try, don't give a shit. They just want to be lazy. I agree. But there are a lot out there that are just down on their luck. They're out of it. They have nobody to help them here. And I would personally rather have some of these empty houses that are just falling apart, dilapidated, filled up with people that respect them, love that they have something they can call their own, and let them live there and keep it thriving. It makes a neighborhood look better too.
I totally, absolutely, totally disagree with you, Michelle. Being homeless is not a lack of education. It is not about not being able to get a job. That's just part of it.
Right.
And the other thing is being homeless. Actually, you should read a story that, who was it that put it out? Angel Collins put out a great article about homeless people. Now, you could say that in the way in the past when America had more opportunity. But you cannot say that, and it does not apply today. It does not apply today. Looking into the future and saving for it and that kind of stuff.
Eric Huno.
Well, kind of, yeah. But being homeless, saying that it's a lack of education, not being to get a job, or the lack of looking for the future or saving for it, happens after you become homeless, not makes you become homeless.
Right.
Okay, it happens after you're homeless.
No,
So
the only lack of education homeless cause or whatever is let this country get the way it's fucked up right now.
Right.
We're so far gone.
Yep.
We will never return. Okay.
It's gonna be hard to.
It made $120,000 a year, Irv.
Yeah.
And how many years ago was that?
Something like that?
How many years ago was that, Ed? I mean, we're talking just.
I got laid off in 2006.
See, Michelle, 7 years ago, Ed was completely 180 degrees the other way.
Exactly, and homeless could also be related to mental illness.
Well, it can, and you can't fix everybody.
No.
But my back to the question, my thing was, what do you do about blight? And then I said, what you can do with some of this land that has no housing on it anymore, or they just bulldoze houses off of it,
right,
is make those community gardens places.
Why not?
In all pockets,
I gotta answer.
have.
Yeah, Michelle, I did say for the future. Well, evidently it was my ex's future, not mine.
Right. Well,
right.
And Anthony says, ATT says, Anthony, 1/3 of all homeless here in Alaskan are veterans, but most voters are tired of the drug and alcohol panhandlers.
Yes.
But to be elected, you must restructure your homeless argument.
Yes.
In other words, Watchdog 1 says, give homeless people homes is a bad idea. No,
and I agree. You don't just give them to anybody.
Right.
I mean, you can vet out people pretty easily, and you can vet out the homeless person that's a crackhead, that's out there solely to just prey on others. You're not going to do that for that person. Of course not. But you can also find the ones that are just struggling, that have a hard time, and they know they're too far gone for anybody to ever hire them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it goes. I mean, again, and I use Eric as an example. Of course, he has, luckily, because of his past, he has that truck driver license.
Right.
So he can apply for more jobs. But I don't know about a year or so or two that Eric was jobless, right?
Oh, yeah.
When we first met him.
Yeah.
And what he basically did is he would just hang around downtown on his bike, which was kind of like a variation of what Ed just showed. It wasn't a motorcycle, on his chopper.
The style of his bikes, yeah.
It wasn't a motorcycle. But he would look for odd jobs. He would still apply. And then at night he would go park in this fenced-in lot that had these old school buses, and that he knew the guy who owned it, and the guy would let him sleep there in one of those buses because he also served as like security.
Right.
He could be there at night and kind of watch
And Eric
the
is a
place.
guy that, like you said, he was a truck driver, so he's used to living in
on the road.
a vehicle.
And yeah, so and then when he got his recent truck job, he then got laid off from it, and then he was jobless again for like another 6 months until recently he got another truck job.
Yeah.
And that's the thing though. But Eric has no house of his own, and I just think I would rather have somebody that's living in those houses and giving them a little bit of help to get in there than having the houses sit there and fall apart year after year, and it becomes a place for crackheads, prostitutes, whatever else to hang out in. And it doesn't do anything for a city.
Right.
It just doesn't.
Now, one other thing we want to take a look at as well, Michelle, is the fact that when homeless people are homeless...
That's Eric.
Yeah, that's Eric Hutto right there. There he is.
Chopper. That's Eric.
That's Eric Hutto with his short shorts.
The truck driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his Ulta short shorts. The thing about also being homeless and holding a job is the fact that if you're homeless, you have no place to shower.
Yep.
You have no place to have proper clothing, attire, So there's a lot more than just, go out and get a job restaurant businesses,
pound the pavement.
constant turnover. It's more than that. There's got to be a foundation.
Right.
Nobody hires. You don't go door to door anymore. That's all done online.
And nobody wants to hire somebody that looks like they're homeless.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go into places with your shirt off.
Well, it's an employer's market. They
Right.
pick and choose.
Well, Michelle, I pray to God that your heart will soften and that you never have to live through this, because what it sounds like to me is you have no experience in it and being homeless. She said that is all excuses. You can shower in a creek. If you need charges, always give away free clothes. Whatever. Okay.
But Michelle, I mean, let's get honest.
I've been homeless too.
But Michelle, let's get honest. You can't just shower in a creek.
Yeah, right.
Because then then you get illnesses. I mean, there's a lot of germs and stuff.
And then
you get these people homeless that are dying of these bad diseases and viruses, and then they got to check into the hospital. Then who pays for their medical care?
Yeah,
the people and the taxpayer.
Not only that, how are you going to serve a hamburger if you got an illness? You really want to eat a hamburger off a guy who's got?
I see where Michelle's coming from. And I brought that up yesterday a little bit in another question, that people have to stop blaming other people and start taking responsibility.
Sure.
I agree, Michelle, but not everybody that's on the street falls into that category.
Right.
Not everybody. I mean, and I think it's a shame that we don't do something for our Vietnam vets that are on the street. I mean, they served our country and was put through hell, a lot of them. And to just kind of dump them on the side like that is pretty ridiculous to me.
She says, I'm not saying everybody, but most. Well, some.
There are some.
Some.
There are some. And it doesn't help that Macon's got a lot of crime, because a lot of times then a lot of the homeless get blamed for that crime.
Of course.
Even though it might not be the
no
homeless.
jobs.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I mean, what job is there? I mean, really.
Yeah.
All these jobs are already, when they fire you is because they're not making any money.
Yeah.
And you walk around downtown, Anthony, and you see how empty it is.
You brought up jobs.
Right.
Question number 2 yesterday.
There we go. Well, here we
So
go.
let me ask you first. So do you think that first question was a good question that the League of Women Voters asked us? Did you like that question?
Yeah, but
What's
it was
your
kind of
objective?
generic.
What was your
kind of
objective?
generic?
Okay.
It left open. It was too much of a playing field to try to figure out. Well, okay, where do I go with this?
Right.
I think the question should have been a hell of a lot more pointed. Like, what have you done for the community lately?
What have
that
you done
makes
for
you
me
qualified to be running for mayor?
Right.
What have you really done?
Right.
Other than feed your own fat ass self.
Right.
With the jobs that you had, and you came out like a bunch of roaches. That's how I would have said it. Now that you've all come out like a bunch of roaches at night,
Yeah.
because I haven't seen a hair or hightail of your ass for the last few years,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, now that you're running for mayor, you're all over my face.
Right.
Now that you're here, what the hell have you done for me lately? Or anybody in this city? That's what I would
You guys
say.
need to have we got to have a debate sponsored by the Roast. We got to hook up JD's or do it at Shadows. Call Jackie.
Yeah,
I'm serious,
yeah, I
man.
will,
and
I
if you
will.
got to do the invite, I'm serious.
I absolutely
You
gonna
should
do it.
ask the questions.
It's just a matter of now that I was at that. Actually, I wanted to take the opportunity. I was glad that I went because now all of those hobos up there all know that I was at that forum, whatever.
Right. Meeting of the minds.
Yeah, exactly. Meeting of the brainless.
Right.
And the mindless. And now all of a sudden.
Me included. This one included? No.
No, you stood out. Oh, it stood out.
I stood up all the time.
But
what can I say? I was on Viagra.
It was
I
great.
kept
I
standing
thought it was
up.
fabulous. I thought it was fabulous. I said, there we go. And then
Well, you heard my
I like
reason.
the way you would stand up and then you would like straighten up. Like,
Well, you heard my reason.
Yeah.
I told people I'm going to stand up for every question because if the people are my boss, like the way it should be,
yeah,
the people are the bosses of those in office, then if you came in front of your boss at a regular job, you would come to his office or her office and you would stand until they offered you a seat. Correct? That's the way it's supposed to be. You don't go to your boss, you're like, hey, roll in there in your rolling chair. What's up, dude? Yeah, what do you got to talk to me about? Yo, come on. Right? And like you said, some of the other candidates were slumping. You know, they're like, Joe
my God.
Allen's like, yeah.
Yeah, John. And then when he
Yeah,
would
it
talk
was
on the
like-
mic, he would go. I'm like, what the hell?
Right. So that was why I said, I'm going to stand for every question, not only so I can be seen by the furthest person in the room, the furthest one in the back, but also just because I'm standing.
No, it was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant. It was subliminal messaging,
Yeah,
showing
man.
energy, poise, character, and that you stood out amongst the rest.
Number 2 question was, what are your plans to bring jobs to the city?
All right. What do you
Like that question?
I like that question. What do you plan to bring? Boy, that's kind of like bad
Well,
English.
I'll make my answers here shorter
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of time. We got to do Daily Bread and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
we got to do Wordsmith. Mine basically said it connected back to the music. We have to make this a music mecca.
Correct.
Once you do that, you're bringing in jobs from everything from national businesses downtown, corporate businesses mixed with the mom and pop. You bring them in. You might have your Hard Rock Cafe, which houses a lot of the Georgia memorabilia from
That's
music.
true.
You bring a Hard Rock Cafe in. You then have it next to your independent bookstore, owned and run locally. And then that will bring jobs in as well. When you start bringing these big bands in here that are influenced by Macon native musicians, that will bring jobs. Because I specifically said, when you bring these jobs in here, we demand, if I'm mayor, we demand that those businesses hire locally. Don't come setting up your Hard Rock Cafe here and bringing everybody from Wyoming, Florida, Atlanta out of town to work here. You hire locally.
Right. And
Everywhere.
the only people from out of town that you would hire
Is the
like
one to
the
set
big
you
bands
up.
and the
Well,
big bands.
right.
So,
I
you
mean,
know,
also,
the big-
and I understand if you're bringing a big business, you're going to bring in like that first manager that has experience in other ones to set it up.
Right.
Once he gets it going or she gets it going, then you bring in the local to be managers and stuff. I understand you got to have that ground.
Watchdog 1 says that sounds great.
Yeah, and that was my answer for that.
Yeah.
And,
all right, next question.
3 was, okay, set them all up. 3 is, what incentives would you offer small businesses to increase hiring? Which, of course, went back to my previous answer a little bit.
Tax incentives?
Tax incentives, in the sense of the blight thing we brought up, which is more with houses around here. But you can do the same thing with these empty businesses downtown. Give the tax incentives to the people that own those to get businesses in here. Also, the small business would increase if you make it a music city, and I didn't mention the names. I wanted to mention some names, and I didn't get a chance to. But I wanted to mention Newton Collier. You bring in your local legends that are still alive, and you make them ambassadors of the city to the outside world. You're like, we got Newton Collier here. He played horns with Sam and Dave. Have you ever heard the song Soul Man? That recording has Newton Collier's horn playing on it.
Oh, man.
You know, that guy's alive. He's a good friend of ours. He's been on the show before.
Yeah.
You use people like that to entice others to the city. You know, and then Robert Coleman, the great guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
He plays the guitar on James Brown's I Feel Good. He's a Macon guy. He's all around town. We saw him at the recent Johnny Jenkins show.
ATT says that your answers are not up to par. Sorry, I do not mean to insult.
That's fine. If you don't like my answer, that's fine. I appreciate it.
You have to vote for him.
AT&T's probably not even in the city.
Wherever the hell you are.
AT&T's probably like in New Orleans.
He said, get $1,000. And get a consultant.
I guess that's a sign that old Ed's giving you.
Yeah.
A sign from above.
Yes. Daily bread.
Hell, if Ed is God, we're all in trouble.
We're all
just kidding, Ed.
Speaking of feeding homeless, and this is about the best.
Oh, Jesus. Feed the homeless.
Respect.
I'll eat a witch finger while you talk about feeding.
Yeah. Contained, but not extinguished. Contained, but not extinguished.
Kind of like Ed's rear end over there.
Yeah. By David C. McClassen. Even Ed's laughing.
I know.
Well, good. I won't leave the room next time.
There we go. In June 2012, the Waldo Canyon fire destroyed 346 homes in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and burned more than 18,000 acres of mountain forest. Sounds like that happened just yesterday, didn't it? The fire was declared 100% contained when perimeter lines had been built around the entire area of the blaze. It had been confined to a defined area until it could be fully extinguished. The fire information official warned residents that they might continue to see smoke in the burn area because even though the fire was fully contained, it is not controlled and it is not out. When our world is rocked by tragic events and evil acts, we long for the day when evil will finally be destroyed and God will bring history to a close and fully establish his kingdom. Until that time, however, the Lord gives us his grace to live purposeful lives of faith as we await his coming. In Hebrews 10, we are urged to draw near to God with sincere hearts, verse 22. Hold fast to the hope that we profess, verse 23, and spur each other on in love and good works, verse 24, and continue meeting together for encouragement, as so much the more as you see the day approaching, verse 25. Until the time God extinguishes the fires of evil forever, he gives us his grace through the strength to endure and the trials of life as we look forward to his return. Dear Lord, thank you for the grace that you give us to live each and every day for your glory. We look forward to the day when you return. All evil will be extinguished, and we will live with you in perfect harmony forever. Jesus is coming, perhaps today. Yet for a little while, and he who is coming will come and will not Terry in Hebrews 10:37. There you have it. Daily bread, contained but not extinguished. There you go.
It fits.
You like that?
It fits. I was containing last night. I wasn't my wild self.
But you were not.
But I was not extended.
Absolutely not. It's all good. And by the way, who said it first, Anthony?
Who said it first? Let's tell you who said it first. The words today are parking meter. I like that sound effect.
Who said it first? Parking meter.
This ubiquitous feature of urban life was patented in 1935 by inventor Carlton Cole McGee. U.S. patent number 2118318. The first ones were installed in Oklahoma City, and the company that manufactured them became known as the POM Company because McGee had called the device a park-o-meter. Over time, public usage morphed the name into parking meter.
Wow, parking meter.
Awesome.
Would you put more parking meters in Macon, Georgia? Yeah,
I never liked the parking meter idea.
I used to hate it.
And I don't like that homeless meter idea either.
Yeah, no.
And you see how that died quick. Do you ever see anybody put anything in those things?
Do you ever even see them? Where are they?
I see them, but no one uses them, and they're just another thing that's going to sit there and get vandalized.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it is. It's just another thing downtown that people are going to eventually paint stuff on. They're going to start drawing on them. You know what I mean? And then occasionally a guy here and there is going to try to bust into one of them.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I mean, and I know where they got the idea from, Athens, Georgia, and other cities like that.
Yeah, Athens.
But
bunch of college kids.
Well, that's the point. Is you can't compare. People keep doing stuff for Macon or wanting to do stuff for Macon that they steal from other places, but you can't necessarily compare Macon to other places.
That's true.
What works in another place might not work here.
And believe me, a lot of shit don't work here.
No.
Believe me.
No.
Not even the workers work here. You ever see the customer service?
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't want to basically go through like all the questions again. I mean, we got other stuff on the show.
Well,
but
I'll close this out, and then we can close out with another question, answer it, and we're good to go.
Whatever. What else? Oh, did you look it up? Let's talk about the old guy from Bolivia, 123 old.
Oh yeah, somebody put that up. The oldest guy in the world in Bolivia.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
The actual Guinness Book of World Records confirmed and said he is the oldest guy.
The oldest guy
in the world. Period. 123.
That's old.
Born in 1890.
By the way, the word origin for today is sadist. Sadist.
Oh, perfect for me to be on here.
Yeah, exactly. The term sadist, Anthony.
Yes, I know where that comes from. I know it. Marquis de Sade.
Yeah, whatever that is.
The Marquis de Sade.
I used to work for the Marriott Marquis.
Marquis de Sade was the guy who wrote some of those sexual books, novels, and poetry and stuff.
The French writer who lived between 1740 and 1815.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the 18th century, he produced several pornographic novels whose theme of sexual gratification through other things, the inflicting of pain, led in the late 19th century to the use of the name by psychiatrists to describe such behavior.
Yeah.
By the mid-30s, sadism had become the general term for gratuitous cruelty.
Yeah.
Gratuitous cruelty.
Marquis de Sade.
Kind of like what they've been doing to us here in Macon, Georgia. Giving us gratuitous cruelty.
Irvin, what's another question you would ask if you were the moderator at a forum and debate? And how would you ask it? We got your first one. Your first one was, what are you going to do for me?
Yeah.
I never see you until the lights, go off.
Yeah, you come out like roaches at night, yeah.
So what would another question for you be?
Another question would be, what would you do with the salary that you're getting, since according to what everybody is saying, that being a mayor is a part-time job. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Well,
I hit it on that. When I said yesterday that I would give 2/3 of my salary back to the city if I was mayor, and I would push to cut all the commissioners' pay and some of the city workers that I think are getting paid too much for what job they're doing.
Right, and especially the commissioners.
Right.
Are part-time jobs.
Yeah, I said all of them are, like you said.
Well, I don't think mayor is.
Well, no, that's a little more, but still, I think $100,000 is way too much.
Yeah.
There's no reason for the mayor to be getting of this size city to be getting $100,000.
Like the city dead. There's not
no
much
way.
going on.
I told him I would take $33,000 a year, give the other 66 point whatever back.
So that's what I would ask. I would ask,
but
what
you
are you going to do with
you would
the
say
money?
it more vulgar than that. You would say it more vulgar than that.
Oh yeah, I would
say what the hell?
Yeah,
are you
what the hell are you
knuckleheads
going to
are
do with that money that you're making while you sit on your ass all day doing nothing?
Right.
Why don't you put yourself on a meter? Like
That's a good question, actually.
Like a punch card.
That is a good question. Of course, a lot of people would reply with, well, I don't think it's anybody's business what I do with my personal money.
I mean, my own minister said that one time, and we had an uproar.
Right.
Because we were asking him, why are the ministers here making $50,000?
Right.
And meanwhile, we have all these Latino people living 10 to a house. What's up with that?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
you got that, Ed?
He's got it for you, buddy.
All right, here we go.
Man.
Let's take a look. It's a video?
Yes.
Great. I love it. Shoes are all.
It's one of the homeless guys in Macon.
He's got my fedora on.
Anya tuya, hadadanku, anya tuya makapun, anya tuya.
Como podemos ver, aquí está el señor, se llama Carmelo Flores Laura. Carmelo Flores Laura, nacido el 16 de julio de 1890. Él había presentado para esta inscripción un certificado de bautizo. Este documento para las personas nacidas antes de 1940 es un documento valedero. ¿Por qué? Porque antes de 1940 no existía el registro civil.
He walks around.
Yeah, man. See, that shows you how living more simple is probably better.
Right, without all that shit.
That's right. None of the technology and all that other
all that
crap.
stress that you have.
Yeah. Of course, he could just be kind of an anomaly, too, to where, that's not regular. He just happens to be the lucky bastard that happened to live that long. If that's lucky.
Now, wait a minute. My only question is, I mean, how can this be verified? I mean,
I
if
don't
the
know.
guy is around,
the guy was showing all the baptism and stuff.
Yeah, he was showing all the paperwork and all that stuff.
But I know
in 1890.
Yeah, but I know what Urban's saying. He thinks stuff like that can be doctored,
Oh,
but there was
Urban's doubting Thomas anyway.
Right, but Ed, that particular segment you showed is not what I saw this morning on the news TV. Well, that's a good one. I'm glad I saw that one.
That's all I could get off of YouTube.
Yeah, but that's good because that's a different one. The one I saw, though, they actually had somebody speaking, an American reporter, and then they went in further and said that the Guinness Book of World Records has verified it as true also. That wasn't said.
Rudy Ford says it looks like leather.
Yeah, so
Leatherface.
it's possible, I mean, let's admit it. As generations more generations come along, it's natural that we're going to have a longer lifespan.
Well,
I think that
with
goes
all the
without
medicines
saying.
and all that shit. Yeah,
It's going to be normal to live to be 98 and 100. Watch.
Yeah, Rudy Ford says he's probably 36, and then Zappa one says, 36 with a horrific addiction to meth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well,
exactly.
He's still walking around.
Leaves.
It might be. It might be right.
Yeah, in Bolivia, man, that shit grows wild.
Well, maybe we ought to be living around boulders and horrible conditions.
Speaking of leaves and stuff that sort of messes with your mind and substances, I learned this recently. Did you know the original name for 7-Up the soft drink was something like Bib, B-I-B, not two B's, B-I-B, not two B's at the end. It was like Bib Lithium Latiate something something was the original. And you know why? Because they actually had, just like Coke had cocaine in it originally.
Right.
7-Up originally had lithium in it and other drugs. I didn't know that till recently. Look that up, Ed.
And they
eventually
get over to Mountain Dew.
Well, and they eventually took out the shit that was in it, the 7-Up, because it had an addictive behavior.
Here we go.
Yes, it's like Bib Lithium.
Bib label lithiated lemon lime soda.
Yes.
Sold.
Wow.
Yes. Sold well as
Yes.
the drink grew more and more popular.
Yes.
The original name.
That's some crazy shit. Lithium.
They worked on over
with
2 formulas. I'll put the link on the.
With your egg sandwich.
I just find it really interesting that all this shit that people are shoving down their kids' throat now used to be like heavy examples of drugs.
Well,
it's like,
well,
I mean, sugar is now too.
Mountain
But
Dew's got that brominated.
I hate Mountain Dew.
Oil or something.
I hate Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
Mountain Dew is
like
horrible. I mean, I don't drink soda much anymore at all. Occasionally, I'll have a Coke, but
Well,
Mountain
You ever read the side effects of Wow potato chips with
Wow.
Olestra? This is may cause abdominal pain, diarrhea, and anal seepage.
Dew. Ugh.
That's what it says on the package.
I've never heard of those.
This is what it looks like.
And that'll be on your
Anal
back.
seepage.
That'll crawl up your shoulders. According to Irvin, that'll be on your
That's
back.
off of your anus. Right there.
You know, only I can bring in some nice healthy fruit for the boys, and then they turn it into something nasty.
Yeah.
Or at least Irvin does.
Whatever. Hey, thank God we have the FDA, and they're doing a really banged up job, aren't they?
Yeah.
The FDA has no authority. They have no teeth.
Let's put some more moon pies out.
We have more E. coli outbreaks. We have more whatever outbreaks.
Well, you know, I don't necessarily think it's more, Irvin. I think what it is like any good virus, it learns to evolve.
Adapt.
And what's happening is every time they find something to fight it, it then becomes something else. And then we therefore think there's like, oh, all this crap's popping up.
Yeah.
But basically, I think it's just some of the same old stuff that's now got a new form. You know what I mean? That
makes sense.
I mean, that's just my
It's
opinion.
mutated.
Yeah, because they say that's what certain viruses and bugs
Well, hell, we
do.
can take a penny and leave it in Coca-Cola for a while, see what happens.
I heard something about that.
By the way, I'm afraid to see what Sprite was made of in the beginning.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Sprite.
Well, Dr. Pepper was actually made from the innards of a guy named Dr. Pepper. No. Sorry, I hit the camera. That's not true. The 7-Up lithium one's true, but the Dr. Pepper's
Well, you know why he comes in a bottle? You know why they come in a bottle?
Why?
His wife died.
Where's the punchline to that?
Get it? He comes in the bottle because his wife died.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Heroin, he says. Heroin was in Sprite? I don't think so. No.
Bib label lithiated lime lemon
All I
soda.
gotta say is any moron that does crack or meth or any of that fucking bullshit that somebody makes in their basement is a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
Now marijuana?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole
Nothing wrong with
That's a whole
marijuana.
nother
Nothing
ballgame.
wrong with it.
You don't know what's
Absolutely
in
not.
that fucking shit. Look at the
No.
heroin that
Good morning,
goes
Mr.
around
Mike.
killing people.
Nothing wrong with mushrooms either. Anything natural, nothing wrong with.
Anything grown out of the ground.
Peyote buttons.
And I'm talking about pure natural. I mean, you can argue, well, cocaine's natural. Yeah, part of cocaine is natural.
Yeah, it's been.
But with
You can't do
cocaine, it's
straight
spliced.
cocaine.
It's spliced with chemicals.
You can't do straight
Yeah.
cocaine.
Right.
You
Because
can
as
suck
you
up
brought
a
up
leaf.
you brought up the cocoa leaves just a minute ago, Ed. That's
Yeah, you're right. We can't have marijuana soda now. Why not?
Colorado can have it. Colorado should start making a marijuana
Well,
soda.
that would be
I signed a petition the other day
For marijuana soda?
No, to legalize it in Georgia.
You know what? We should
Yeah,
name it.
it
We
will
should
fly off
we
the
should
shelves.
if it does become legal, the making beer company guys are making a beer around here soon. We should come together and make a soda once it's legalized. And call it something like Mary Jane Malt or something.
Well, let me tell you something. There's this
Mary
place,
Malt.
Mary Jane Malt.
There's this place in California or Oregon that when it became legal, they I forgot the name of the store. It's like a grow store where you buy your grow lights and all this shit.
Yeah.
Guys are making millions of dollars, man.
I bet.
Well, I know there are a lot of people making money on marijuana out there. There are these farms that are... Actually, there's a show, a reality
What's
show.
your stance on marijuana? Rudy 4 wants to know.
If everybody knows me around here, good question, Rudy. This is not just marijuana. My stance on drugs, period, is none of them should be illegal.
Yeah.
My whole point is that...
If you want to kill yourself?
Exactly. If you are dumb enough and an idiot enough to put certain stuff like Ed just named in your body, like meth and heroin and cocaine and
But what
crack.
about like bath salts that makes you do fucking
Well,
shit?
again,
Heard of
if
it.
you are the stupid person to do that, but I never think the government of any sort should get inside someone's life as long as they're not harming others. If they want to put stupid shit in their body, you take the gamble risk. The way I look at it, if you're going to do it, that's just a way to thin the herd. Go ahead, get the population cut down by your stupidity. But I don't think it's a place of anybody to tell anybody what to put in their body. You know? They don't go out there and tell you not to put those damn ho-hos and those Hostess cupcakes and those donuts in your body that are killing you.
Well,
they don't
and
tell
not
you to
only
stop
that,
doing
I mean,
that.
look at alcohol
So,
and
So they tried
cigarettes.
to ban 32 on the street.
Diaz Photo guy
New
said
York.
that's fine in theory until people get their faces bitten off by a dude freaking out on back.
Well, you're right, Diaz.
That's
goes,
what I was talking about.
And that goes back to where then we just have to learn, and it's hard. I know it's hard to digest, but we have to learn to respect each other. We have to learn to mind each other.
But
I mean,
when
that's
you're
a
under
good
that
part.
drug,
I know.
you don't know.
But you know
so
what?
something like that should not be allowed.
But because I'm an eye for an eye guy, then if you're a guy trying to bite if you're trying to bite someone's face off, well, you know what? The guy that you're trying to bite his face off, or some other one that wants to help that guy, can then proceed to beat your ass and kill you.
And if it
then
don't
your
apply,
ass is
let it
gone
fly.
too. That's right. So the thing about it, you got to watch your actions. But I find it hypocritical, DS and other people online, that they're going to legalize certain things that can cause just as much damage to someone else, like alcohol, like some of these so-called medicines that kids get.
Well, what about, look, you got
You know.
Percocet, you got Oxycontin, you got all this other shit
Yes.
that people, and every 16 minutes, according to Sunday Gupta, that doctor on CNN, every 16 minutes, somebody dies of an overdose on prescription drug.
And that's legal, see? And I just think we need to get out of this.
They're cracking down on that. They got that new system. They're going to find people there's a lot of people, they actually have like 3 different doctors, 4 different pharmacies they use, you know, and they're actually abusing the drugs.
Right.
They're getting them legally, but they shouldn't be getting them like that.
Yeah. Right. Well, by the way, Rudy Forsyth ain't for president in 2006, and he's freaking out. And
we got the
Rosin says, let's just take the warning label off of things and let it play out.
That's kind of funny, Rosin. Yeah. Good to see you, Rosin.
All right, let me see. Hawkeye, New Jersey says, you cannot make or sell real root beer. In 1960, a key ingredient, the sassafras root, came to be known as a carcinogen, and its use was banned in the United States Food and Drug Administration.
When was it banned? Because we made root beer
1960.
in
1960. Following this ban, companies began experimentation with artificial flavors and preparation techniques to remove the unhealthy effects of root beer while preserving its taste. All right, it says, actually, they used to make it in 1960. When was it banned? That's a good question.
Well, it wasn't banned. We still have root beer. They just changed the
sassafras.
the ingredients.
Sassafras.
Right.
Sassafras.
Right.
What
he'll tell us.
Is that, well,
yeah, he said the sassafras root.
Yeah, I know, but 1967.
Yeah, so...
Now, why did they call it sassafras?
Because it was sassy.
Because
every time you ate it,
sarsaparilla.
it made you sassy when you ate it.
Yeah, it made your ass sassy. Sassy fries. Sassy ass.
Yeah, it's Friday. Urban's hooked on ass. Oh, by the way, it's Michael Felton's birthday today.
Yeah. Oh, really? Happy birthday, Michael Felton.
We might see him this weekend.
Good.
Are y'all going out this weekend? You going anywhere, Ed? You going to Grant's? No.
Yeah, are you?
I might go out later.
Well,
if
let
I
me
do,
know.
I'll call you.
Yeah, please.
I don't know.
Today?
I might, but I'm gonna spend time with the family too.
All right,
if we
all
go
right.
somewhere,
Please pick me
if we
up,
go
get me the
somewhere,
hell
I'll let you
out of
know.
here for a while.
If Heather can go out, if we get somebody to watch the kids, we might.
Now, look at that. Sassafras is a root. Yeah, well.
So I would bet back in those days, Hawkeye, that when they were trying to get the sassafras out of root beer, I bet the slogan was "Sassafras is the root of all evil."
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we got a bunch of sassafrasses that are running for mayor.
That's true, including this.
They're rooted in incompetence.
Let me mention this real quick, guys and gals. Did you hear Kuzno and Allen yesterday? Off camera, off
No.
You know, this is going to be funny if they stick with it. There's supposed to be another debate on the 21st, the one that's put together by the Democratic Party, that they're charging every candidate $50 to take part in. Well, I was like the first one to go, hell no, I'm not paying you. I decline. Then, of course, Joe Allen said he's not either, and he's a Democrat. Well, then Kuzno said yesterday, talking to someone off the stage, he says, I'm not, because somebody asked him if he was going. He goes, no, I'm not going. I'm not paying $50. So there's three at least.
But where's the money going to?
To the Democratic Party.
What the fuck is this shit?
I know. Why should I give money to a political party? I'm not into political parties. So basically what's going to happen is that debate's going to be like really lopsided. You're going to have like three people. You're going to have three people show up on the mayor's
Are
side.
you happy, Rudy?
Yeah.
Are you happy now?
Oh, is that Rudy's official sound?
Yeah, well, Rudy said Ed is sleeping on sound effects, so I went OD.
Ed's got a lot. Ed, how many do you have?
All right, Ed, why don't you play some sound effects before we go?
How your dick hanging?
None, you right.
How your dick hanging?
None, you right.
How your dick hanging?
None, you right.
How your dick hanging?
Famous sound effects. We got them all. No, we didn't. He left. Big baby.
The new viewers have no clue where that's from, I bet, what I was doing. Look at Derek. He's like, what the? Talk about rhythm.
God, I love Michael Jackson.
A lot of little creatures like Michael Jackson. I almost said a lot of little boys like that.
Yeah, a lot of little boys.
You want to explain what I was doing there?
No, I let them let them have their own imagination.
Our old standbys like Rosalind, they all do. Are we out of here? Is that a sound effect?